This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning call. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to you. You are welcome to the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. This is a news headline review. Right here we bring you all the relevant stories making waves in the news, from business to politics. From sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. I am your host, Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu, and I will be serving you breakfast with Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning to you, Miss Regina. Good morning to you, Miss Debbie.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Miss Debbie?
The grace is sufficient.
We thank God. How was your night?
It was good.
Was good. Are we experiencing shorter nights, longer days? Which one did you experience today?
Oh, as usual. Shorter night, longer day.
Shorter night, longer day. Miss Regina?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I love your blouse. Why are you
I
laughing?
like you from Zambia.
I love your blouse.
Thank you.
Also, thank you. How's your night? How's your night?
My night was good, your side.
It was good. I think I'm rolling with Debbie. Shorter nights, a very long day. But if you had the if you had the power, how would you have made it?
Oh, shorter days, longer night, very long
12
nights.
hours for a day. 30 hours for a night.
12 hours for a day in Pudos.
It's so far. Oh, papa. But here we are. Right. Let's dive into the news items we have this morning. Government to introduce 15 new bills to reform digital sector, Sam George. The Minister for Communication, Innovations and Digital Technology, Sam George, has announced that government is preparing to introduce about 15 new and revised bills to modernize Ghana's digital and communications sector. He made the announcement on Wednesday, February 23, 2026, at the launch of the 30th anniversary of the National Communications Authority. According to the minister, the reform program represents one of the most comprehensive updates to Ghana's communications legal framework since 1996. The ministry is currently working on a package of approximately 15 new and revised bills aimed at modernizing communications regulation, data governance, digital services, cybersecurity, and oversight of emerging technologies. Sam George explained that the reforms are intended to ensure Ghana's digital ecosystem remains competitive, secure, and innovation friendly in an increasingly fast-changing global environment. Beyond legal reforms, the minister also highlighted the launch of the 1 Million Coders program, an initiative designed to equip Ghanaian youth with globally competitive digital skills. He stressed that infrastructure alone is not enough. Digital access must lead to productivity, and connectivity must translate into opportunity, he said. The combined approach regulatory reform, and digital skills development forms part of government's broader strategy to strengthen Ghana's digital economy and position the country as a competitive technology hub in West Africa. The proposed bills are expected to address issues relating to communications regulation, data governance and protection, digital service frameworks, cybersecurity enhancement, and oversight of emerging technologies. So, as read from the Ministry of Communication, Innovations and Digital Technology, government is set to introduce 15 new bills to reform the digital sector. Miss Debbie, your thoughts on this, please?
Yeah, so I feel like the whole system we have called communication and all that, I feel like that these reforms are very necessary. So let me take from cyber security. Cyber security is something that needs to be strengthened, because day in day out we have issues with cyber crime and all that. So if we are bringing up reforms and also should I say changing laws that already govern this whole thing called cyber security, and then bring up new ideas that are going to help us, then it's a good one. Because why then do we have cyber security authorities who are supposed to ensure that we don't have people maneuvering their way into our privacy? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Maneuvering their way into our privacy and then getting hold of data which is not supposed to be to be a public consumption, but which is supposed to be something that is mainly for you. Then we have people intruding in that. Why is it supposed to be so? So I feel like this reforms is going to strengthen our cyber security. And as well, the world is evolving. We cannot be doing things that we used to do just like yesterday. We need to improve. People are improving. Countries are improving. A country brought AI and now it's being used worldwide. AI was brought by a country and it's being used worldwide. Everybody is using AI. We can as well sit down and then bring out an idea like that, and it's going to help us. And AI is made in a way that the more you use it, the more the benefit. Whoever creates it is benefiting from it, and the country will also benefit from it, because you're going to pay a toll to the government. And so in as much as you brought the idea, you will benefit from it, and then the country will also benefit from it. So we need to set a pace for ourselves. We need to set a goal for ourselves in the digital space, achieve it so that we can compete with other countries. But when we don't set a goal for ourselves and then we feel like, well, it's normal, we still have to go the normal way, then I'm sorry, because you're going to lag behind. And then we'll continue to promote that of other countries without sitting down to create. And that is why of late, even when you look into our senior high school, they're bringing out courses that students are supposed to study, and then bring out with a solid, innovative, idea of creating things. Some time ago, I think one of this school, I've forgotten the name of the school, but they crafted a drone, and some of them also did aeroplane or something, and then digitally with your phone you can control it and all that. So this is a way of instilling that kind of, shall I say, habit in this student. So imagine from that age you know things like this, and then at the university you want to upgrade on it, and better to maybe further your education outside the country where you get more ideas to help. Because as I said, we cannot continue to live in the attitude and in the ways of yesterday. We need to improve. Other countries are improving in the digital system, and it's helping them. Things that we used to do in yesterday, like maybe filling of files and all that, you will form a very long queue and all that. Of late, it's no more in existence. With your phone, you can as well key in your data and all that, and then fill your form. Recruitment now is made digitally. If you want to register your SIM now, in a way they want to formalize it, because it's not totally formalized. But at least I feel like when we do all these things, it's going to help us, and we will not lag behind, because no one wants to pass through stress, like go through stress, while they know that there are other places where you will even go stress. So we need to be competitive, and for us to be competitive, we need to upgrade our skills so that we can compete with other countries. If not, it's a very big issue.
Right. Miss Eugenia, what do you make of the 15 new bill they're about to introduce?
Okay, so I would excuse me. I would say it's a good thing, because I think from 1996 there has been no reform, and looking at our social media now compared to previous years, there's a great should I say there's a great change. And also, when we talk about cyber security, then times it wasn't really there, not in hosa compared to this time. And also, let me use cyber bullying for example. Also, then times 1996, it wasn't there. Let me put it that way. It wasn't there at all. But now, looking at our system now, our system is open to a lot of things, especially looking at our technology. And also, when it comes to the digital space, I'll say the digital space is essential to every country, especially to our country, our communication, the way we relay informations, how we receive informations, and all that. So I would say this 15 bill they want to introduce is a very good thing. And also the laws surrounding the digital space, I would say it's not really effective.
It's weak.
It's very weak. So with this reform, I think they need to really target the aspect of that. And also, it can be in Ghana. One thing I've noticed is our policies, we have good and sweet policies, but once it's reached the implementation stage, now it becomes very difficult for us to implement it. So I think they also need to check that it shouldn't just be a good policy. They shouldn't politicize it. At the end of the day, it would become one of just Ghana's major headlines. It becomes headlines that is just making waves on social media, making waves on both the traditional and new media, and at the end of the day, it's not bringing any effective change to our digital space. And also, they need to check the re-emergence of these AI tools we use.
Yeah.
Because it's becoming dangerous. I saw a video. If you are not very intelligent, you wouldn't know that this video is AI. You have to pay critical attention to it, the movements, the figures of the person, before you know this is AI. You can even get a video of President John Dramani Mahama saying something, and you feel like he was the one who said it, but he didn't say it. So I think they also need to check that, and I think aside that, everything is cool.
Right. But looking at digital space, is there anything that you will want the government to focus on? Looking at the 15 reforms they are bringing up, is there a gap in our digital space that you wish the government could actually look at? I like for the fact that you mentioned that now it looks like AI is taking over videos. You watch a video and then you have to look at it critically before you be able to tell if indeed if it is AI or is a human being that is actually talking. We've had videos where we've seen big men, prominent people, our ministers, and even the president saying certain words. You look at it and this one they tell you that this one there is not. Do you think that they should bring a regulatory to regulate that?
Okay, so I think it all boils down to false information and spreading false rumors. So I think that is misinformation and disinformation. And up to now, I don't know. I've not heard of anything regarding that, if it has been passed or not. But mind you, this is something which is very essential when it comes to every country, not only Ghana, not only Accra, but worldwide. Disinformation and misinformation is something that really disturbs our peace as a country. I would use Nigeria, one young lady who was saying that one man say you kind of saying Oh, one man raped her, and at a point we got to know say it's false.
It was false.
Yes, and we've seen instances where people also spread false rumors in Ghana. At the end of the day, they were arrested, and arrest, I would say, is not enough. Just like that, they need to focus on that aspect. They need to pass the bill. At the end of the day, people are still sending false informations, and sometimes you can't even track them down. They are using anonymous platforms to do that. So I think they need to pay attention to that particularly. Either than that, we would always be fighting false information.
Yeah, I remember Sarkodie came out some time back to complain that they use AI to make him say something and to make people endorse or even enter a game. I don't know if you watched that video. People got scammed and then all of that. And we didn't get to hear anything. If maybe we try to investigate and then to see those that were behind those false videos. And we've also seen videos of our presidents and other people dancing. Don't you see that as a mockery and
It's
kind of like disrespectful?
Which country are more chase? One country.
Is it Zimbabwe or something?
I
Or
think
Uganda? One of them. What the president is a female.
It's a female, and arrested most of the TikTokers for that. And according to them, it's treason.
Yeah.
But in Ghana, here everyone has the right to do everything they want, and I think that is bad in a way. I can't remember either Sam George or one of the ministers in Parliament was actually going through a slide on his phone, and the picture that came out was doctored, where on his phone he was watching porn.
Ooh.
But that was not what he was watching. So I think the
I
original
think it was Sam George.
Sam George. The original picture came out where he was just looking at some slides he was looking at. But when he came out, it was porn. Out to me who clear say Obane Bema to me, which is false. So I think they really need to work on it.
Right, Miss Debbie. But what do you also think?
Well, I would say that there is limit to everything, and so long as AI has come to stay, there is nothing we can do. The only thing we can do as a country is to bring out preventive measures, and that measures has to do with, in as much as we don't owe the social medias that Ghanaians are using, but at least there can be a doctrine that governs the way AI is used in Ghana. AI is not created by Ghana. The person who created it is not in Ghana, but there can be a rule or
Regulations,
a law that govern
it.
how you are going to use it and what it should be used for, and there should be punishment for people who misuse it for other things. It's fine if you use AI to edit the president dancing, which I've come across a lot of videos like that.
You think it's fine?
It's fine.
Don't you see it as a mockery?
Mockery in what? There is nothing wrong with that. President Muhammad, excuse me, is not a zombie. Where maybe when you use his picture for that, there is nothing bad in that. But in a case where you use his picture for something bad, so let's say pornography, sometimes they can use your face on the head of the person involved in the porn video, and then it looks so raw as if you are the one in the act, but it's not you. So it becomes so serious when the president's picture is used for that, or it's used for to say things that he never made mention of. You get it? So when it happened like that, you are trying to fuel conflict among the people. You are sending a message across that is not real. Okay, so in a way it's conflict. That is what you are trying to do. So as I said, AI was not generated by Ghana, but it's used worldwide, and we are also using it. But we can bring out rules and laws to govern how Ghanaians should use it. And anyone who goes against it needs to be punished. This is Ghana. If you want to use it anyhow, then you have to find yourself in that country, okay, in the US and other countries, and then you make good use of it. So when we do that, it's going to help, because some time ago, City News, they used one of their presenters. She was presenting the news, and then they make it so raw. When I saw that thing, I thought it was raw. It was later City News brought a release that this info is wrong. The news they read didn't involve this kind of statement.
I think I've seen some on TV3 too.
So they brought out and they were warning people that the next time they will see that on your platform, when they see it on your platform, maybe your TikTok accounts, you will be sued because they never presented something like that. You have to bring evidence that show that indeed you gave a copy like that to the presenter to read. You get it? So it should tell you that people are misusing it to do a lot of things.
Naughty stuff.
Yes. So when we bring out rules that state that when you go against it or you misuse it, in fact, you are misusing it.
We are.
You are misusing. When it's happening like that, I think there'll be order.
Misuse it, we are. Sometimes I get so angry and I go, AI, this is what this person did to me. What do you think I did?
And then yes, it will give you an answer. Oh, it's
so,
true.
abuse them,
Yeah, you know, everything has its positive and negative
And
aspects.
negative
AI has its positive aspect and negative. It's up to us to use it in the right way.
Right. So we are looking forward to the 15 reforms that they are bringing into our digital sector. Moving on. Minority accuses government of breaching constitution over District Assembly's Common Fund formula. Minority Chief Whip Frank Anodompre has accused the government of constitutional breaches and fiscal mismanagement following the release of the 2025 District Assembly's Common Fund guidelines. Addressing a press briefing, he argued that the new guidelines conflict with the formula approved by Parliament under Article 252 of Ghana's 1992 Constitution. According to him, the parliamentary formula is based on empirical indicators such as equality component, needs-based factors, and service pressure data to ensure equitable distribution among the country's 261 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies. However, he claimed that the ministerial guidelines introduced fixed national percentages for specific projects that were not part of the approved formula. This is not interpretation, this is substitution, he asserted, describing the move as constitutionally questionable. Mr. Anodompre further highlighted what he termed as disparity between DACF disbursement and allocation to other statutory funds, including the Ghana Education Trust Fund and the National Health Insurance Authority. He argued that while these funds have seen substantial releases, DACF allocations continue to face arrears and delays. The Constitution does not rank DACF as secondary. It is enshrined, protected, and mandatory, he stressed. The Minority Chief Whip also referenced the 2019 Supreme Court decision in Benjamin Kobla Bodo and Richard Koshigan versus Attorney General, which held the DACF allocations cannot be capped below 5% of total national revenue. He maintained that any deviation from that constitutional threshold amounts to non-compliance. Mr. Anodompre called for immediate corrective measures, including the introduction of a binding automatic computation mechanism to guarantee adherence to the constitutional 5% requirement. He concluded by reaffirming the minority's oversight role in Parliament. When executive action drifts beyond constitutional boundaries, it is our duty to expose it. Accountability is not optional. It is the lifeblood of our democracy, he declared. Ms. Gina, do you see it as unconstitutional? Do you see that they have breached the guidelines as stated in the 1992 Constitution?
Okay, right. So from what I have here, the formula which they need to go through, or let me use the right channel they need, the right channel they need to pass through for this money to be distributed to the local assemblies is they are supposed to approve it by the parliament. The parliament is supposed to approve it. So the parliament consists of all, including the man talking. So I think he knows what he's saying. Not in a bad way though. And also they are supposed to give at least 5% of Ghana's total national revenue to the district assembly common fund. But according to him, he's saying that from what they have approved, that is not what the government is going according to. And according say anya so to your mom is supposed to be 5%. Right now, so your mom 10%. This district, your mom 6%. This district, your mom 17%, which is not supposed to be.
It's supposed to be equal.
It's supposed to be equal according to the 1992 Constitution, and also if they approve it. Now, I think this all boils down to, should I say, communication, because he's saying the 2025 guidelines don't follow the formula approved by Parliament. So I think it's high time. I don't know who is in charge of it, but definitely the Ministry of Finance will be in charge of distributing the money. So why not invite him to Parliament, question him on it? Why is this supposed to be so? Because this is what we all debated and agreed on. So why are you going left?
Yeah.
Why are you going left? And you also made mention that the District Assembly Common Fund themselves are not even getting the money they are supposed to get, but rather they get fund, education gets fund, and also national health insurance fund are rather getting the money. Definitely they'll get the money. I'm not saying they shouldn't get the money, but I sometimes believe, say, if the money is available for those particular institutions, they need to get it. And I also know that the is it DAF, the District Assembly Common Fund, the short word is what? And the DACF for so let me use DACF. That money is supposed to be used for our roads, our sanitation, but we are not even seeing that. We are not seeing anything.
We are not seeing that.
So it means that the money they have been receiving all these previous years, what have they used the money for?
Used them for?
Because even most of the times our traffic light is sports, and
it's the responsibility of that district
exactly,
to make
because
sure
that money is being given to you. So what do you use the money for? So I think they should just they should communicate and let the right person in charge to, you kind of say, explain into details.
Ms. Debbie.
Yes, so another umbrella also talk about fiscal mismanagement, and the District Assembly Common Fund is a fund that is being disbursed to the district level. I think it's every year or every month. It's either every year or every month there is an allocation for money for this district, and the money is being used for developmental projects in the district level. So if this money doesn't come, how are they going to develop the district, or how are they going to develop their community if they don't get that money? Now this fiscal management has to do with misappropriation of funds. I mean, the money being used for other things instead of its intended purposes. So, this current administration just came on board, but this is what the minority have noted. But I've realized that even in the previous years, district assemblies always complain that they don't get the money. Even if they get the money, it's in thought. They don't get it as it was approved in Parliament that this is what the district assembly is supposed to get. And don't forget that every year the district assembly has a plan. They have a plan of what to do in a district. Maybe this year we are focusing on building basic amenities like chiefs compounds in the villages located in that particular district. Or maybe we are building schools for some villages who sit under trees to study. So if they don't receive that money, it makes the work so difficult. And don't forget that the money does not come straight to the district assembly. It passes through processes. So if the money is allocated to the district level, it goes through processes before it gets to the district itself. So if this channel that it passes through, the money is being diverted into the wrong hands. By the time it gets to the sole owner, 90% of the money has been slashed. And this is when we call in the monitoring and the supervision. Who is monitoring this? Do we have someone that is supervising the process of all this? Is the person aware that the money gets to the hands of these people, or they get to know it but they don't just want to pay attention to it? Because if money is being disbursed into the district level, there are people who go around to check that, yes, have you received the money? What are you using the money for? Are you using the money for its intended purposes? Or when the money comes, you divert the money into your own account and then you don't use it as you're supposed to use it. So the district common fund, this issue is something that has been in existence for so long. Even with the previous administration, they bring complaints that district common fund so I feel like there should be strict supervision and monitoring to ensure that the money that it is being disbursed is used for its intended purposes, and the money has also landed in safer hands and not in the pocket of thieves.
Right, thank you so much. Galamsey, Forestry Commission to set up 10 military protection camps in forest reserves. The Forestry Commission has announced plans to establish 10 military protection camps in forest reserve identified as hotspots for illegal mining and illegal timber activities. The initiative targets 44 forest reserves severely impacted by galamsey, with 9 classified as red zones. Speaking at a media briefing on Thursday, the Commission's chief executive, Hugh Brown, said tenders have already been issued for the construction of the camps, with funding support from donor institutions. What will the camp do? Each camp will host up to 12 forestry guards, provide accommodation for military officers, be equipped with communication gadgets, drones and arms, enhance surveillance and rapid response operations. Dr. Brown explained that forest guards often face fierce attacks from illegal operators and are sometimes unable to respond swiftly to intelligence gathered from the field. He added that 10 additional camps are expected to be completed by the end of the year, with a total of 3 camps planned for deployment in hotspot areas by next year. Currently, the Forestry Service Division manages 288 forest reserves nationwide. Forest guards, who serve as the first line of defense, typically reside in surrounding communities and conduct routine monitoring. However, Dr. Brown described this arrangement as counterproductive in the fight against illegal mining, noting that situating camps closer to the reserves would improve detention and rapid intervention. The Commission is also engaging large-scale timber companies to support the initiative financially by establishing camps within their concessions. The move forms part of broader national effort to combat illegal mining, protect forest reserves, and safeguard Ghana's natural resources. So this is coming from the Forestry Commission. They said that they are going to set 10 camps, 10 military protection camps in the forest reserves to tackle illegal mining and also illegal timber activities. Ms. Debbie, don't you think this has been long overdue? Because according to what we just read, they said that these people reside with close communities. As in, those living in the communities, they build, or maybe they've rented an apartment for them in those places.
They've rented an
apartment, not
for,
apartment.
For who?
But for the military.
Mm-hmm.
But now they are going to build a camp for them in a forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's a good call.
Right. But don't you think they should have done this?
Oh yeah, they should
way
have done this
back?
for long. But well, for me it's a good call because I don't know how they are going to take this, but I don't really see the essence of them being in the barracks. I don't know what they are doing there once we have issue like this ongoing. Because when they build a camp for them in that zone, I mean areas that are so prone with illegal mining, if they take these illegal miners away, but when you come and go, they know that even if you are coming for 1 month, at each and there's a 1 month will 1 month will definitely come, and then you see when they'll come back to work. So building a camp for them in areas that are so prone with illegal mining, it's a good one, because as I said, it's going to deter these illegal miners. The only thing is that I hope that they are not going to work hand in hand with these illegal miners, because we saw instances where people were beaten. Galamseyers were beating people who went on grounds to report, and they were police. No, it was even a soldier standing there, and he never mind. He didn't even, went to separate these people and taking out the person who went there to report. No, you're fine. So it should tell you that sometimes these people are being tipped. And then I saw a video where some galamseyers were even saying that the police for a modern banner cry, you see a swam, you see, such person needs to be picked up. Only when mention the names of the security personnel who you are working with. Because some videos like this, we shouldn't just allow it to go. If a galamseyer should boldly take a phone and then video himself telling you that you are deploying military or the police or the security into the forest and the water reserves so that they don't have access to it. And then he's clearly telling you that they work hand in hand with the security officers you think are there to protect the rivers and the forest reserves. Then they should be picked up. Because if they're working hand in hand with them, then how well are we going to bring an end to illegal mining? We can't. So going there, it's a good call, Papa, because it's going to scare them. Don't forget that soldiers are trained in a way that you have to obey before you complain.
Obey before
you complain. They are not going to listen to your side of the story before they take an action. Action will be taken first before they will listen to the side of your story. And illegal mining, as we are talking about, it's not something we should be joking with. It's not something that we should play with. It's not a cartoon. It is something that is very raw. And I will say we've started feeling the impact. Maybe you will not see it. But the shortage of water that is going on in some parts of Accra should tell you that it's a drastic effect of this illegal mining. So if you don't take it serious, it's going to haunt us. The only problem is that you will not get the money to travel out. You will not even get the money to be buying water every day. But these same people who are refusing to take the lead to fight this canker, and you are backing them, will find their way out, and you will remain here battling with your life because you are going to struggle. So for me, it's good. But one more thing is they should resource them very well, because this
in terms of
arms, I mean, and their rifle and all that, they should get them. In fact, if it is possible, they should even get them bulletproof and all that. Even
that's a necessity. Actually,
what's the name? The camp they are going to build for them in that forest. And Baye Yekona said they'll get a bulletproof wall around it. Yes, it's good, because you don't even know if you're more than a soldier at home. You have no idea.
Yeah.
This illegal mining can go the extreme. Illegal miners can go the extreme because they now see illegal mining as a lucrative business to make money. They don't see it as a threat to the country. So if we don't protect these military officers that they are risking their life, don't forget, they are risking their life for the country, then it will be a 9-day wonder. So just be like you reading the graphic and then you don't feel like reading again, then you turn to the next page.
Then you turn to the next page, right. Ms. Regina, do you think that situating the military in the forest reserve is going to help us, effectively fight galamsey?
So I wouldn't say it would effectively solve galamsey, but in a way it would help suppress it a bit, because the stage at which galamsey is, I would say galamsey is already a grandfather, a grandmother, and when it started initially, I think that was the time they were supposed to tackle it. But we had to wait. And all these times we were just introducing policies upon policies. Policy ban on man from in regards to galamsey, and we didn't take any of them serious. It will just make headlines. A flash it now and one no. So I think this would help, but it wouldn't help eradicate it, because trust me, as she said, most of these galamseyers are well prepared. They are very much prepared.
Even more than the army people.
Exactly. Because more come with the pump action machetes. Sometimes when these police officers raid these sites, you can see certain weapons. Most of these security personnel themselves don't even have those weapons. But they have those weapons, they are securing it, and they are protecting themselves against these security personnel. And also one thing I've noticed, that I think they need to fish out the bad guys from these security personnel, because as we are all seeing, we've seen videos as where even police officers were seen on site, where some people were doing galamsey and he was there doing nothing. So this should tell you that in a way they've been bought, their loyalty has been bought, their loyalty is no longer to the state. So I think they need to find a more effective measure or effective approach, because all these things we've seen it. This military camps they want to set up, they set up the same camp for this Blue Water Guard initiative. They set the same thing for them, so they should find something more effective.
Right. Situating the military in the red zones at the Galamsey sites is going to help. But as you said, their loyalty is no longer for the state. Just as we've seen Naimos rejecting bribe. We just hope that these people also reject bribe. Right. Before we move on to the next segment, we have a comment on Facebook. This is from Sly. The NPP has transitioned from New Patriotic Party to Nana's People's Party, full of arrogant, dishonest, and violent personality. Don't trust them. Thank you so much for your comment, Sly. I think this is with regards to the second story we did about Ano Dompre. Thank you so much for joining us on the first segment. On the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Bringing you Today in History on this day, 1885, General Act of the Berlin Conference was signed, marking the conclusion of the conference held in Berlin from November 15, 1884 to February 26, 1885. It was signed by representatives of 14 nations, including Germany, Great Britain, France, and the United States, to formalize the scramble for Africa. A truck bomb exploded in the garage of the World Trade Center in New York City, killing 6 people and injuring more than 1,000. 6 men were eventually convicted of what was, at that time, the deadliest act of terrorism on U.S. soil. 1996, the article by President Nelson Mandela, "Mandela is but human," is published in the Sunday Times. In this piece, Mandela addressed public speculations, rumors regarding his health and his personal mortality, emphasizing his humanity rather than his stature as a political icon. 2012 Florida teen Trayvon Martin is shot and killed. 17-year-old African-American Trayvon Martin was shot and killed in Sanford, Florida by neighborhood watch volunteer George Zimmerman, sparking nationwide protest and a national debate on racial profiling and stand your ground laws. Zimmerman was not initially arrested, citing self-defense, but was later acquitted of murder in 2013. To some global observances, this day is observed as Digital Learning Day, to showcase effective educational technology and improve access to digital tools in schools. It promotes innovative teaching methods like blended learning, aiming to boost student engagement and equity in education. Moving on, National Personnel Chiefs Day honors the professionals who create, shop for, and prepare tailored meals for individuals and families. Celebrate by thanking your personal chef, hiring one, or recognizing anyone who cooks, such as a busy parent or family member, for their dedicated service. Lastly, National Toast Day, to celebrate the versatility of toasted bread. This day encourages trying new toppings, from classic butter and jam to savory avocado, or even crafting toast arts. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. The Criminal Court 1 of the High Court in Accra has sentenced Richard Appiah, the accused in the Abesi murder trial, to life imprisonment. The sentence follows a unanimous guilty verdict returned by a 7-member jury and the trial of the former footballer who was found to have killed 2 children in Abesim in the Bono region and stored the remains of one of them in a refrigerator. The verdict was delivered after counsel for the prosecution and defense addressed the jury on Monday, February 25th. This followed by a seminar by Justice Ruby Aite, who presided over the case. The case stems from the killing of 2 boys at Abesim. The accused, a former footballer with Ekumapim Football Club, was charged with the murder of 12-year-old Louis Achimai and 15-year-old Stephen Stapon. According to evidence presented in court, the bodies of the victims were discovered in a locked room in the accused house. One of the bodies was found lying in the room, while the other was found in a refrigerator. The pathologist testified that one of the boys died while the other died as a result of severe blood loss. The accused admitted causing the deaths but raised a defense of insanity. Defense counsel argued that at the time of the killing, the accused was suffering from schizophrenia and did not understand the nature and wrongfulness of his action. The court held he had been referred for psychiatric evaluation and was at one point declared unfit to stand trial before later being deemed fit. They argued that these actions demonstrated awareness and deliberate conduct. The prosecution called 5 witnesses. The accused testified his own defense and called one additional witness, his father. So this incident happened in 2021. I can vividly remember when the news popped out that 2 young boys were killed and their bodies were butchered like chicken or cow meat, and they were being stored in a refrigerator. And when this issue popped out, like, everyone was talking, how could a human, you have feeling, you're a human, okay? If someone should do same to you, you would feel the pain. Sometimes you don't know people, but then when you see someone going through something, like, you feel the pain for the person because you are a human. You can equally find yourself in that situation. Trust me, you are not a saint. You might tell yourself that they mean, yeah, but you don't know what will happen. You might find yourself in the same shoes of that person. So sometimes when you see people going through certain things, you feel their pain. So when this issue popped up, everybody was like, wow, a whole human got that courage, the boldness to kill 2 energetic boys, butcher their bodies, and then store them in the refrigerator. And the issue was sent to court 2021. It's been 5 solid years now. I think I said 5 solid years. Me have not forgotten about the case. So when I saw the news, I was like, this man has been sentenced life to imprisonment. Now when this issue started, he said he was not well in the head. Someone who was not well in the head. You could kill human. And then you butchered them like meat, like chicken. And this is something that he's into. It's a business. And he does this business with top big men. He supplied human parts to top big men in this country. And this issue has been in court for 5 years. Whatever delayed this issue, no one knows. But from the beginning, he said he has issue in his head. He was trying to behave abnormally and all that. And now, finally, he has been sentenced life imprisonment. But I've seen instances where people are saying that they should kill him. They should rather give him, immediately they found out that this man is guilty for 5 years. He should be killed. There should be no way you're going to sentence him for a life imprisonment, which means or maybe in a way, I don't know how true this is, but then I was told that when someone is being sentenced to life imprisonment, sometimes they kill you. They kill you themselves. But I feel our laws needs to be changed in a way. Because tell me why this delayed for 5 years. The evidence were clear. They saw human parts in the refrigerator of this man. He specifically have a room where he commits such an abominable crime. So the evidence were clear. And then he perfectly stated himself that he's working with top big men in Ghana here. That buys the body part of human from him. So there shouldn't be something that should be delayed. In Acha 2 months. Because I remember when this man was sent to prison, he was slim. But after 2 years, even now that he has been sentenced to life imprisonment, he looks so nourished. I don't know what he's eating, but he looks so nourished. So imagine someone will be sentenced to life imprisonment, you'll still be in prison, the government will be feeding you. I'm not the right person to judge though, but I believe some crimes do not need a normal judgment. Immediately the person commits such crime, simple. And the people he mentioned, they should also go and stand. They should be taken on as well. Because I'm not sure he is in a business alone. He's in a business with people. And I can boldly tell you that we have people in Ghana who are into that business. Just as we have people in Ghana here who are into selling human parts. Tell me why a child will get missing. And then they'll go and find the child. They'll go and find the child. Part of his body are nowhere to be found. I mean, the whole body is incomplete. It should tell you that we have people in Ghana that are into that. Like this military issue, the military man that allegedly was killed by his own friend. His head was nowhere to be found. Part of his fingers were lost, they are missing. His toes were all missing. And that case is still in court. And I will not be surprised if it takes 10 years. I will not be surprised. Yes, everyone is happy that at least 5 years, they've jailed him. Life imprisonment. After 5 years of waiting, he has been jailed for life imprisonment. But how long are we going to keep doing this? How long are we going to continue with this kind of judgment? That somebody will commit a crime and the evidence is clear, and then it has to take like a very long period of time. I know the law as it is, or as I see it, is not how it is, because it has to take steps, procedures. And so sometimes it delayed because they feel like the processes or the requirements they need, they are not getting it. So if we are not getting it, then I feel like the laws that govern how people are being jailed should be changed, or should be looked into, should be reviewed. It should be reviewed. There are certain crimes when you commit it, I don't think, I was saying from our comfort, so then they'll give it to you. When we start doing things like that, it brings this kind of, shall I say, panic. It put panic into people, and it also serves as a deterrent to others. Why is everybody hailing other countries, especially the Chinese, the Korean? Those people do not take nonsense. We hear why they are more why. So if you look at a country that is very disciplined, take a look at their laws. The laws are there and the laws are working. They don't delay on it. We don't even know what took them so long. But at least, life imprisonment, he has been jailed. But can we also do something about it? The delayance is too much. 5 years, then why? I'm sure by now the parents of these young boys have given up. They've given up. When it continues to delay like this, then you are trying to paint a picture and also pass an info across that you can equally do same. I would see you cannot be or you get a very good lawyer. So please, as for the laws, I wouldn't say we don't have the laws. We have them, but they are not working. They are not working. And that is why people prefer going to the fetish priest. They'll prefer visiting Antoine. They'll prefer going to Nogokpo because they feel like that will work faster. So please, our laws needs to be reviewed. If someone is being caught in a murder case, there should be swift action towards that. It shouldn't be prolonged. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie. Our laws need to be reviewed. Thank you for joining us on the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news shortly, and right after the news, we'll be back with the second segment. Please stay and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the morning news update on GhanaTalks Radio. Coming up, President Mahama grants duty and tax-free incentives to factories under 24-hour economy program. Ghana 6 ground on 250 million float glass plants in Shaman, the western region. Minister of Energy assures compensation for 40 meters. In related stance, ECG prepaid unit depletion sparks public outcry among Ghanaians. These and many more coming up shortly in business, sports, and showbiz. To our first story, President John Dramani Mahama has granted duty and tax-free incentives to factories participating in the 24-hour economy program. The program is designed to transform Ghana to self-sufficient and export-led economy through a 3-shift work schedule. The incentives include reduced power tariffs during off-peak hours, financial support for strategic industries, and exemption from custom duties and taxes on imports. The goal is to create 1.7 million jobs within 4 years.
Are the engine of production, and our young people cannot wait. They are looking for jobs. This project will generate approximately 2,182 direct jobs. That's those who will be working directly in the factories, 2,182. During construction, 729 people will be employed in building the factories, and 1,453 permanent operational jobs will be created, in addition to what we have already 4,500 jobs. Beyond that, thousands of indirect jobs will be created through logistics, supplies, raw material supplies, services, and maintenance. Crucially, this investment includes a structured localization and skills transfer program. Ghanaian engineers, technicians, and managers will receive training to assume leadership roles progressively. And you heard CEO Liwei say that as they train more Ghanaians will take leadership role in the industry. And so this is how we move from labor participation to labor ownership. This project aligns fully with our national industrial strategy and the broader objectives of the 24-hour economic program, the accelerated export development program, of which I'm the chairman, the African Continental Free Trade Area regional integration agreements, import substitution, and value addition. Industrial growth must drive our exports. Under the African Continental Free Trade Area, Ghana is uniquely positioned as the host of the Secretariat. And so we must translate that advantage into manufacturing strength.
Also, President John Mahama has officially launched the construction of 250 million float glass manufacturing facility in Shama, touting it as a significant milestone in industrial transformation. The plant, expected to be one of Africa's largest, will produce 1,400 tons of glass daily, reducing imports and generating 100 million in annual exports. The facility will create over 2,000 direct jobs and thousands of indirect employment with a structured skill transfer program.
This factory is going to be producing 200,000 square meters every day, not every year. Currently, this factory in Shama exports to over 20 countries, including, can you guess, United States. Shama tiles go to the United States market. Shama, you are exporting to Italy. You are exporting to France. You are exporting to Mexico. You are exporting to Peru. And you are exporting to Brazil. For Côte d'Ivoire ne Burkina Faso ne wamu de yanka ho. This demonstrates something important, that made in Ghana products can compete globally when quality meets scale. Since 2016, KEDA has been a reliable industrial partner. In 2025 alone, the company contributed, can you guess, 740 million Ghana cedis in taxes alone. Tax Awutriama GRA, Revenue Authority. 2025, Utria 740 million cedis. Now, so why a float glass factory na kaun? From August next year, at full production, what tax are obetia every Shamaha to Ghana Revenue Authority will exceed 1 billion cedis. Now 1 billion cedis onye sikadada ona we Ghana cedis kofo sikanibi 1 billion. Osande oka 1 billion Ghana old Ghana cedis ana oye bibi kakre bi. A new Ghana cedis 1 billion or bro. That is the revenue we use to build schools for our children. That is the tax revenue we use to build hospitals for our people. And it's the revenue we use to build roads so that we can connect our people to markets. And talking about hospitals, Shama for Wonka Wakumantu on yem, more hospital no, Yababa Besi.
The Minister of Energy has assured Ghanaians whose faulty prepaid electricity meters will be replaced and consumers who have overpaid will be compensated. This assurance comes after widespread complaint of rapid credit depletion. As a result, the ministry has directed ECG to investigate the challenge and submit a report within 7 days. The Energy Ministry is also working closely with the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission to resolve the challenges fairly and impartially.
Once we conduct the investigation, assuming some meters are faulty, we have to replace them immediately because you must put the right meter. And if it turns out that people have overpaid, we have to find a way of compensating them. But like I said, it's just too early. Let us conduct the investigation. Fortunately, we have a very good working relationship with the PURC. So the PURC, the Energy Commission, the Ministry, and all the agencies under me are working together. We'll make sure that we get to the bottom of this matter and resolve it in a fair and impartial manner. Thank you.
In related news, Ghanaians have expressed frustration and concern over the rapid depletion of their ECG prepaid electricity unit. The public is demanding answers of their prepaid depleted at an alarming rate despite no significant changes in the electricity usage pattern.
Baby, I first ram it in Ami meter. And I meet to baby, I make community in Fanconam Toy. Now, see, baby, I'm in a week, ya 5 or be at 90 cities. Each you. A meter mononibio. And to me, they meter mononet dear. I'm one cry. A week, it has a 2 days, beyond me to 30 city, ya 5. 6 days, no mean quite to 90 city. San or be a sutia. Intermediate, media, meet up for front, media, and one prepaid new one on the abandon, your men who craning. And yet, Moses almost on fire than Ambre. Now, new one, dear sister. Auto 100 cities, 2 days. There's a 1 day be 50 Ghana. A ridido to see us. Oh, prepaid no, and boy. First, me light that no, me 50 Ghana. And then me 300 Ghana a week. And boy, it's an Kaumasa de Equador, my epe. Ye blepa, I thought before no madam light, my 3 days, 4 days, ye light. Ye papa, ye be found my ye yanapa. Prepared Nidia and boy. Yanya yanka ye first meter na never on corner de anka boy pa. Auto credit 4 days, 5 days, as such kiss a yambo on Kayempo. Yes, Mahama, yes, Renwa, Papa. What body and patcho meter nedia, Fakotuba, Bukurana fire dear that bray and air hontoye.
Media, ya mammy. Cause a Janema who use so. Who use near ma, Mencan is a chair. Not dear, a battery. But Madame use near my baby. The mom use a senior, they are no complaining most, but media me okay. Let me ask me media no a day me check here. It met me by 11 CD, but it met me 13. Baby on my use to cry. It met me by 6 CDs. Media.
Minority leader Alexander Penyomakin has urged the finance minister to prioritize the 30% electricity increase affecting Ghanaians. According to him, Ghanaians are more concerned about the rising cost of living rather than statistical data. Penyomakin called on government to address the immediate hardship faced by citizens.
Even when you come to the recruitment, it's a complete scam. And I'll explain to you. The recruitment into police, immigration, prison. You are now even telling the youth that they should go and buy phones. They should go behind computer and do aptitude tests. In this country, how many areas have internet? The youth are spending more. The youth who are already unemployed, they are borrowing to spend, to have access to computer. These are things that you have ignored. You've ignored. And you come and sit here and say, Marco, nebedi. Marco, nebedi. Obedi, I will say Marco, nebedi. finance minister. Your finance minister. I'm not interested in your macro numbers. I'm not interested. I'm interested in the bread and butter issues. Electricity. On paper, you have increased electricity tariffs by over 30%. Now, put the numbers on paper aside. Listen, for those of you who, because you are in government, you are ignoring the realities on the ground. Ghanaians cannot afford electricity. You should know this. These are the things you should introduce policies for reform. How to reform the energy sector. You are not doing that. You come here and say, Marco, I will not commend you for doing this. I'm not going to praise you. Electricity needs reforms. Those are the bona fides you must pay attention to. Then you come here, you say, and then 15 months, they say Ghana accelerated national reserve accumulation. When you buy electricity, Mr. Speaker, this morning, somebody told me that she used to buy 1,000 for a whole month. Today, even if you buy 2,000 for 1 week and so on, Mr. Speaker, let us be careful.
Ghana is strengthening its security measures by signing a defense cooperation agreement with Ukraine following the tragic killing of 8 Ghanaian nationals in Burkina Faso. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Kudjeto Ablakwa discussed the partnership during a working visit to Kyiv, highlighting the aim to build the capacity of Ghana's security and intelligence agencies. The agreement is part of effort to boost its security amidst rising terror threats in the Sahel region.
I want to also confirm that we have just concluded very fruitful bilateral discussions. Our discussions have been broad and varying. We have discussed the need to have an agricultural cooperation. Ghana is positioning itself to be an agrarian hub, and we want to be the food basket of our region. And we have discussed the potential in having full cooperation with Ukraine in that regard. We have also discussed matters on education. Before the invasion, we had a lot of Ghanaian students here, excess of 200, who were particularly studying in the field of medical science and engineering. Because of the invasion, a lot of them returned home and had to be reintegrated. We want to revive that educational cooperation so that we can continue to have more of our medical doctors and engineers trained here. And then we can also receive a lot of Ukrainians who want to have a different exposure, different environment. We have also strong universities, some of the best in Africa, like the University of Ghana, which was established in 1948. So we have discussed the need to revive our educational cooperation. We have also looked at the potential of having a defense cooperation agreement. As two countries, we have very strong armed forces. As you do know, Ghana's celebrated armed forces is one of the UN top troop contributing nations. They have tremendous experience in maintaining peace, maintaining law and order, and carrying out peacekeeping operations across the world. And we believe that we can cooperate in that area. We are also looking at establishing an electronic warfare center so that we can deal with the threat of terrorism that we face in our region, which is now the epicenter for global terror. So we are looking for international partners to build our capacity and our ability to neutralize these terrorists. And we see in Ukraine a worthy partner. And so we have discussed that.
In business, Ghana's building construction inflation continued its steady decline in January 2026, dropping to 3.9% from 4.4% in December 2025. According to the latest Prime Building Cost Index released by the Ghana Statistical Service, the Prime Building Cost Index, which tracks the cost of materials, labor and equipment used in construction, stood at 132.4 in January 2026, up from 127.4 in the same month last year, while overall inflation continues its downward trend, marking the 9th consecutive month of easing. Month-on-month costs rose to 1.1% from December 2025. Labor costs contributed significantly to the slowdown, with year-on-year inflation falling to 5.4% from 10.7% in December. On a month-on-month basis, labor prices even declined by 4.1%, providing short-term relief for builders. Plant and equipment costs also eased, with year-on-year inflation moderating 4.2% from 5.6%, although monthly costs rose by 2.9%. Materials inflation, however, showed upward movement, rising to 3.5% year-on-year from 2.7% in December, an increase in 2.3% month-on-month. Surface finishes recorded the highest subgroup inflation at 10.8%. Other key contributors to rising costs included tiles, timber, doors, metalwork, electrical works, and skilled labor, while subgroups such as the fine aggregate and reinforcement helped offset overall pressures. The January data suggests that while easing labor and equipment costs are providing some relief, rising material prices could influence construction budgets in the coming months. To sports, the Acting Director General of the National Sports Authority, Yao Ampofo, has conceded that 17 officers recruited into the authority did not complete the requirement public sector procedures. In a statement issued on 25th February, the National Sports Authority confirmed that the affected officers who have reportedly worked for more than 11 months without salary will now be required to reply for their roles in accordance with established public service procedures. The media reported the Sports Minister had a meeting with the Board and Director General to demand employment and employee data from the Director. The National Sports Authority Board had directed Mr. Ankara to revoke the appointment of the 17 staffs after it emerged they were recruited without the necessary clearance from the Public Service Commission and the Ministry of Finance, mandatory steps under Ghana's public sector regulations. Sources suggested the board has set an initial 6th February deadline for the revocation following a retreat in Ada. The controversy deepened amid claims that some of the positions filled were not part of the National Sports Authority approved organizational structure. One such role was reportedly that of Chief Operation Officer. There were also allegations that certain newly recruited officers were given authority above existing Deputy Director Generals. In response to the earlier publication, Mr. Ankara had defended the recruitment, stating that the new staff contributed to Ghana's qualification for 2026 FIFA World Cup in the United States, Mexico and Canada. However, the latest statement signals a shift in posture. Following the report, the Sports Minister requested comprehensive employment and employee data from the Director General. While some sources describe the directive as one demanding outright revocation of the appointment, officials within the ministry said the minister had asked for full employment records for review. The 23rd February meeting is understood to have resolved the immediate impasse, with Mr. Ankara directed to adhere to the board's position and align with due process. In his statement, the National Sports Authority described discussions with the minister as cordial, open and solution-oriented. With a duly constituted governing board, The authority says steps will be taken to regularize employment in line with applicable regulations. The deployments have unsettled sections of the authority. Some long-standing staff members claim they have been sidelined, with key operational decisions allegedly handled by newly appointed personnel. There are also questions surrounding how the affected recruits were being paid, given under public sector rules, staffs are placed on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll only after clearance. Per reports from the media, the recruits were paid allowances. Sources also revealed some of the 250 recruited nationwide about 3 years ago under Professor Peter Chumesi abandoned posts while others went on steady leave. The authority currently has about 121 staff at its headquarters, while grappling with an overall personnel shortfall estimated at over 400. Meanwhile, operational challenges persist. The public address system at the National Stadium remains non-functional, with the National Sports Authority reportedly hiring external equipment during matches. In a statement, the authority said it's committed to transparency, governance reforms and strengthening its workforce in collaboration with the ministry. In showbiz, R&B star popularly known as Thames has recounted the early career challenges she faced, revealing that she was once booed out of stage while performing at a school event. Speaking in an interview, Crazy Things crooner shared she was not only booed but also harassed with plastic bottles. Tim explained that despite the embarrassing incident and other such rejections, she remained determined to pursue a career in music. She admitted that some of the initial rejection she faced could be due to her conviction to stay true to her originality rather than do covers of familiar sounds like most of her peers. The Grammy-winning singer said, looking back, she's glad she never compromised her style despite the initial pressures. On some international update, Ivory Coast will have accumulated about 200,000 metric tons of unsold cocoa by the end of March, when its main crop concludes, unless government cuts state-regulated farmer price to unlock sales from farmers to traders, industry experts and global trading executives said. Ivory Coast and neighboring Ghana, which together produce some 50% of the world's cocoa, are facing a growing crisis as unsold cocoa stocks from the main crop have piled up both inland and at the port over the past month. The unsold cocoa has accumulated because the country set farmer prices for the main crop last October well above current world prices, leaving traders facing steep losses on purchases. The stocks are weighing on world prices, which have plunged 50% this year alone, hitting a near 3-year low earlier. Many international traders stopped buying Ivorian beans for the main crop a few months ago, although local trade and government sources said the country managed to sell 200,000 tons of its upcoming April to September mid-crop to international traders last week. The mid-crop is typically processed locally and is generally cheaper because it is considered lower quality. In a bid to get cash to farmers who had not been paid for their main crop beans, the Ivory Coast in late January pledged to buy 100,000 tons of unsold cocoa at a cost of 500 million. But the volume of the main crop it will need to buy is likely to be much larger, according to global cocoa trade executives and experts. Ivorian traders who buy cocoa from farmers and sell it to international traders have defaulted on at least 100,000 tons of cocoa purchases from the main crop, two executives at the global agricultural commodity trading houses said. They asked not to be named because they are not authorized to speak to the media. Farmers will harvest another 100 tons of main crop beans by the end of March. that have not yet been sold to global traders and will not be sold if Ivory Coast does not drop its prices. Abidjan-based cocoa regulator, the Coffee and Cocoa Council, responsible for overseeing the cocoa sector and setting farmer prices, told Reuters the market estimate for unsold stock is erroneous without giving further details. Ivory Coast Agriculture Minister said the country will make an announcement on farmer prices for the upcoming mid-crop by the end of February. Ghana last week slashed its farmer price by almost a third after cocoa farmers said they had not been paid since November. Sources told Reuters last week that the Ivory Coast is considering cutting prices to align with that of Ghana. And that's how we end it on the morning news update. I will be back with subsequent news bulletin later in the afternoon. Until then, do have a good morning. My name is Deborah Adoso.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
morning to you once again. You are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is the second segment of the show, and as you know it, we come along with knowledgeable guests who are going to delve into the issues and share their opinions on matters that matter to you every morning right here on the show. We're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on Twitter at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio. You can log on, send in your comments, and let's get interactive. Right. This morning, seated right here with me in the studios is our regular Thursday guest. He was a prodigal son last week. He wasn't here, but he's here this morning. Mr. Stephen Ganip Dubek, who is a social commentator. Good morning to you, Mr. Ganip.
Good morning. Are you forgetting the fact that yesterday was your birthday?
Yesterday was not my
3 days
birthday.
ago. 3 days ago was your birthday.
Yes, it was my birthday.
Are you forgetting the fact that it was your birthday 3 days ago?
No, I've not forgotten. Why?
So you should state it.
I should state it.
And leave my prodigality alone.
But you were not here.
The fact that I wasn't here doesn't mean I was a prodigal son.
You were.
A prodigal guest.
You
had
were
your
a prodigal.
birthday. You enjoyed all the goodies that came with your birthday celebration. I saw videos.
Which videos?
I saw videos
of
your enjoyment, man.
Videos of me enjoying.
Of course.
I don't remember posting anything of me enjoying.
Hey, if you posted some of the videos that you were emotional and then things.
But is that enjoyment?
Isn't it?
But
It means to be emotional on your birthday means something significant happened.
Oh, I was only overwhelmed.
So
but it's not enjoyment. If you say enjoyment means like maybe I got a lot of gifts.
Didn't you?
Oh, I got gifts.
But
did.
not a lot.
Oh, I got. I mean, I did. I got a lot of gifts.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of gifts.
I hope you took a list of all of them, because you need to account.
Account to who?
To we, the organizers of the birthday.
But you were not even here.
We, the organizers of the birthday.
Who organized
like
the birthday?
Mr. Fiagbedu, Ma Mary. They are the organizers of the birthday.
Okay. So I'll have to. Oh, I have already accounted to them. No, please. I don't remember the last time you were employed as a secretary.
I'm their secretary, so you need to account to me. Then I go to them and tell them.
No.
They employed me as their secretary last.
My brothers are there.
Okay, I say brothers.
But my brothers are there. They will take over. They've always been.
Yeah.
Always been.
No, for them they are living their lives. So.
Please.
So now I'm in charge of.
Why are you the one in charge?
Because they employed me.
No, you're not employed.
Yeah. They even gave me salary advance.
You want me to say something, Keke, but I'll not say. Anyways,
so
how's your week been? Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. I've been away for just a week.
Just a week.
Just a week.
Just
a week. It's only last week that I wasn't here.
Just.
Yes, but I'm back now. So.
Okay.
Aluta continua.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
How was it?
It was good. It was okay.
Cocoa Farmer.
It was good.
It was good. Anyway, you look good in your. Is it summer top?
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Today the ECG people did their thing again. So.
Is Tumso back?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but the way they were doing it pressure there, I think it might be an electrical fault. I don't know, because it came back for like some seconds, then went off again. So I think it should be an electrical fault or something. So I just took something that didn't need ironing, and then I rushed here.
Yeah, it's actually good to have things like that. Things that you don't need to iron. You just, wear it and you're good to go. Are you one of the people facing the ECG buha? People say now when they buy 50 cedis within 2 days and it's gone.
Well,
are you also experiencing that?
I have not experienced that challenge yet.
You haven't experienced that yet?
Yes, I have not experienced that challenge yet, but I think that the ECG should be up and doing. If there's an investigation to be done, they should do it and then find the source of the problem, because it is not normal.
It's not normal
for somebody to buy a prepaid 100 Ghana cedis and the next less than 6 hours, it's finished. And then we use Nika. So it doesn't make any sense.
It
if there's a
make any
problem,
sense.
they should sort it out and make sure that they compensate the people who have suffered that. It shouldn't just be we've solved it and we move on. People have paid monies for a particular service for a particular duration of time. So if the time doesn't elapse and the service is finished, and then it's not because they've added any home appliance or they've used it unusually, then I think that after the problem is solved, their unit should be reimbursed so that they can continue to use their credit as they envisaged.
Right. The energy minister has called for an investigation into the issue. If it's really from them, if it's any mistake or whatsoever. So we are waiting to hear from them.
Yes, they should hurry up.
Yeah, they should hurry up.
We can't wait for eternity. You know, one thing that happens in this country is that something happening and then they say we are doing investigations and the investigation takes forever. Sometimes we don't even get the reports, the outcome of the investigations. Remember in Parliament when somebody called Zenator, daughter of a murderer?
Yeah.
Up to today.
Yes, so.
They instituted a committee into it to go into the matters. Up to today, you've not heard anything.
Oh, I'm sure that issue. I say I boy go and I say
it doesn't make sense. You know, you to me more assembly musa. Assembly bar. Munya be catcher say mu ni pin mu bia mon fa metu anim. Because you cannot be a reactionary government and then all you do is that when the issue comes, you rush. Oh, we are investigating, and after some few days that when Ghanaians forget about the issue or there's a new hot trending issue on the banner, then we brush that one aside. We cannot build a society like that. We cannot build a nation like that. So when the issues happens, we should investigate, bring out the report, prosecute anybody who is to be prosecuted, reprimand anybody who needs to be reprimanded, and then we can move on as a country. We shouldn't just brush it aside and say, oh, say we did no, it doesn't work that way.
Right. So investigations need results. So we are just hoping that if there's an investigation into an issue, we need results, swift results.
Even the ECG issues. When they said containers were missing, they said they were.
Yeah, we still haven't heard anything.
Have you heard anything?
No, we haven't.
Has the containers been found or not?
Or not? Well, that we can't tell.
So, like, the investigation is getting too much. Sometimes we need to act. If there's a problem, we solve it. If we investigate into the problem, then we bring out the report of the investigations.
Right. So before we proceed, or before we zoom into the main topic for discussion this morning, I would like for us to look at some few news stories that came up this week. Yeah. So Ghana needs a third political force, and this calling is from Alban Bagbin, the Speaker of Parliament. So the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has called for the emergence of a strong third political force in Ghana, saying it would strengthen the country's democracy. Speaking at a political inclusion and consensus building forum organized by the African Center for Parliamentary Affairs, Alban Bagbin reflected on Ghana's political development since the start of the Fourth Republic in 1992. He recalled attending the first Congress of the National Democratic Congress in Cape Coast, describing the diversity of participants from across the country as a strong symbol of unity and national belonging. Bagbin also noted that he had attended congresses at the New Patriotic Party upon invitation, where he observed a similar spirit of engagement and inclusiveness. However, he expressed concern that Ghana's political landscape has increasingly become dominated by just two major parties. He stated, "Now, we seem to have only two strong, vibrant, surviving parties," he said. "For me, I think we need a third force." According to the Speaker, expanding political competition could deepen democratic participation, encourage broader consensus building, and give Ghanaians more options in national leadership. So this is from Badbin. Do you think it's high time we get a strong political force, a third force?
How many political parties do we have in America? How many political parties do we have in America?
In America?
Yes.
2. Anna?
Yes.
Yes.
And then, what is the problem with that? Is there a problem in America because they have 2 strong political parties? When you go to UK, they have 2 strong political parties, the Labour and the Conservatives. Is there a problem with it? See, it is a lazy man approach to think that because NDC and NPP are not doing things right, we should find another alternative. Why can't we tell them to do things right? I don't have a problem with the rise of a third force. I don't have a problem with that. But we shouldn't make the argument look like that will be the solution to our political and democratic issues. It won't. Imagine somebody like Kofi Akpaloo becoming the president of Ghana because we want a third force. Just imagine.
But what has he done?
We are done at a point. We wanted to also become that third force.
But we are living in a democratic country.
Yes.
Everyone at all.
The constitution doesn't say everyone at all can vote, even voting. The constitution has limitations to who can vote and who cannot. How much more being a president? So by the virtue of just having a third force doesn't solve our political, our democratic issues. If there are issues, we should tell the existing political parties, the dominant ones who have held power since 1992 up to date, to do things right. Look at the cost of running a political party in this country. And these politicians, after saying these things, will say we should look at a way the state should start funding political parties. After we've had the third force discussion, the other leg is let's look at a way that the state will fund political parties. You get it? So how much is the cost of running an effective political party? Effective and efficient political party. So it is not just, oh, let's have a third force. Me of course set up a third force. Are there any problems in our solve it? It doesn't work that way. What do I say? We can make sure the NDC NPP we have today work in the interest of Ghanaians and not interest of themselves.
Right.
There are laws that can prevent certain things, but because it will affect the politician, they don't even think about it. You see, so Obi we are if there's corruption, the burden is on the state to prove the corruption. But the who's assume see the country at 10,000 cedis will sit down worth $1 million cedis, $1 million. And the country announcement. Why don't we implement a law that deals with, instead of the burden being on the state to prove beyond reasonable doubt the guilt of the corrupt official. Now the corrupt official should come and then prove he's innocent after we have established, say, income cannot afford. But because it benefits them, because it will go against them, third force no more preaching. Third force never end. What would the third force do? If you have a third force, now more women are sabbing Yans and Niba Pokure anymore. And then as our third force and beat me, I have if we have a third force, that's our third force now caliber to say NDC, NPP.
What difference does it make?
It doesn't make any difference. We must build our institutions, strengthen the political institutions like the EC, like the court, like Parliament itself. And there are ministers or much cabinet or more assign MPs.
Yeah.
And you want discuss it and the man or cabinet we are. No more about a parliament. Doesn't make sense. But they say parliament is supposed to be a check on the executive.
Yeah.
So how does that work? How do we separate these arms and make sure that the legislature is playing its core mandate or its core role, which is checks and balances on the executive? Because there are people in the legislature who are also part of the executive. And they made their third force, no? And said that any man doing faster. You get it? Let's look at Dubai here, a holidays near the or more political party. There's nothing like political party. What is here? One more a monarch, sheikhs, one ruling or minor.
Yeah.
And so my buomana to the extent say, and the Ghana Nina also all democracy muno. That's what I call baby. I say Sharia law, not Sharia law. I call Gina Nisamba. So, what is the point? Sometimes I even feel Ghana is better off without a political party.
Oh, why?
Of course, Ghana is better off without a political party.
Why do you say so?
Nka ebrana so say ekwoto aba.
Nanka why never.
Obia sorry no aye na campaign. Say me na feel say me di akonwa na yeyi a me ko easy na ko file me document. There should be a requirement.
So if you meet that requirement,
if I meet the requirement, they will allow me to contest and people will vote. If they vote for me, I become president, not on any political party platform. Then I can select the best material in the country to govern with.
The materials in people
like ministers.
Okay.
DC is the best. You see, Nimdia Nyepe, there can be the best man for local governance, but maybe I know MPP. But NDC na arene. And this is saying ke be ko MPP makwa fight say nipa no amana abebo bo amana aye local government minister no. Ye ntimi nko because o MPP ni ene ye ko NDC for kompo a o mbeka se o ono so beka se me MPP ni ntimi no mebu man. Enti ebe wi akiri no. Ni akwa akofa an inferior. I'm not saying inferior as in somebody who is not a human being, but inferior in knowledge in the sector. Near the neighbor say because of MPP, because of NDC, because of boy my campaign
party loyalty.
Of course. So it means our third force, no one near man there. Maybe I don't subscribe to it.
But do you think right here in Ghana, there will come a time that there will a third force will come into play?
Of course, a third force will come.
It should come.
It will come. Not it will come. It will come. It is bound to happen.
But we have other political parties.
It is bound to happen. I'm not Azemba could be. Nana Kufado call a BBC Musan about lesbians, gay. I think it is bound to happen. So this one is also bound to happen.
It's bound to happen. But why not now? Because we've seen other political parties. We've seen Chada. I mean, he came third this election, just the 2024 election. If indeed people are saying that they are tired of the two political parties, it looks like these two political parties are actually playing mind games with the people of Ghana. An instance is, like if you are caught dealing in any scandalous activity or maybe corruption, they won't sort it out. The other party also come. They also play with it, they also not do anything about it.
You see, the way our democratic system is set up, a third force at this point in time will fail.
Why?
How many political parties are represented in our parliament?
2.
You see where the point is?
And we have
the constitution says that you must get 50% of your ministers from parliament.
From parliament.
And this is a cheddar we need. See the parliament here and go find the ministers.
Say, well, you are down here.
And the thing is that once Cheddar starts appointing people from parliament who are not his party members or doesn't believe in his ideology, how does he govern with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Because the people you work with must believe in your ideology.
Exactly.
That's why I, in my initial statement, I said that I believe that Ghana don't even need a political party. What did I say? We all have a national development plan lying down. Anybody that becomes president, use it. So it wouldn't be based on ideology. What did I say? The national development plan wouldn't be based on ideology. But here is the case that we have NPP's ideology, we have NDC's ideology. What did I say? And this is Chedaba now unbelonging to any of these ideologies, which is the NPP NDC ideology. No, call parliament, call for 50% of the minister the free parliament. What? Ideology bang and as anchor from the Baba Wanamanabuman. Even if they believe in his ideology, how in depth are they in that ideology? How deep are they into that ideology? What did I say? So that third force will end up failing. Before a third force can rise in this country, a lot constitutional reforms.
Yeah, the constitution, obviously.
Constitutional reforms must go into it. I brought more stress our constitution. The dominant forces in this country were the people who align with the UP tradition and the people who align with the CPP tradition. So the constitution is based on those two lines. We are the constitution, the spirit of this constitution, the constitution is based on these two lines. So until we sit down, reform, amend the constitution in certain parts to reflect what we are trying to do, we can third force cannot work.
Third force cannot work. So instead of crying for a third force, what should we be crying for?
Instead of crying for a third force, we must cry for stronger institutions, independent institutions, people occupying positions who has the country at heart. It shouldn't just be because NDC loyalists or MPP loyalists or Kasama party, or Kontakama party near the second one new be paying in the man position. It shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't be like that.
It should be because the person is competent, the person is capable, and the person has demonstrated over the years, track record matters, over the years that he is capable of handling such a position and he has handled a similar position or done something in that regard. Mikra, I would think that before you become a minister in this country, at a point in time, you should have an experience in public administration.
Public administration.
Yes, it should be a criteria across board. Before you are giving a position in this country, you should at least konako public administration. It is very important thing that we don't look after. And obia so your person or your lawyer. Obia. Everybody, once you want to go into politics, they say being a lawyer is
it's a plus.
It's a plus. But I think that in as much as being a lawyer is a plus, we should also start looking at having people with expertise in public administration.
Right. It's not like we don't have other political parties. We have PPP, we have the United Party. So why is it difficult for we, the voters, complaining that we are tired of these two? Why is it making it difficult for us to vote for them?
Okay. PPP, take Pakwasi Indom, for instance.
He's no longer in the race.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
But he was at a point.
Yes, yes.
Apart from Pakwasi Indom, can you name any other person in the PPP who was at least intellectually at the level of Pakwasi Indom? Take the Afrafranto movement. What do they call them?
The United Party.
No, they were a movement before.
Is it GUM?
No, a movement of change or something.
Movement for change.
Take that their movement and now which has now metamorphosed to what do you call it?
United Party.
United Party. Take Alan Chamantin.
Alan Chamantin.
Put him on a pedestal. Now, search in the party. Look for somebody who is intellectually
like his own party.
Yes, in his own party. Ubenyabi.
Nah, or maybe because I don't know them. Because
you will not get.
They be popular. They are not.
No, it's not about popularity. It's about the experience, the expertise of the people in the party. Take it for instance, over NDC, you know, say about finance at forcing is good.
Oh yes.
Say tekpe ewo ho. Over obefa adongo ewo ho. Eba a foreign minister okujeton mo ho. Other people are there.
Yeah.
But okofa that smaller political parties na akanwa.
Who can you even point out?
Of course. Wonya bi nti woto abana ma nipa ba akope oba ahwenfo no do mbe adwuma. They don't have the expertise to run the government in their parties.
So why then are they still there?
I don't know. You have to ask them. Somebody like Ovia Palu, do you even know who his general secretary is? Huh? Do you know who Ovia Palu's general secretary is?
Why are you on Akpalu's case?
Because that man, I don't know who advises him and where he gets his money from to do all those things. But his political ambition is the most useless ambition I've ever seen in this country.
Be nice.
I'm being nice. I would have said worse things.
Be nice.
Is he not the same person who said on a tria or more when are playing crashing on?
Yeah,
because they promised.
I think he was even picked up for that comment.
No, he wasn't picked up for that comment. He was picked up for taking a contract, duping somebody, scamming somebody, creating a contract, a company just like someone's own.
Yeah, I remember.
Using
Isn't it something?
Yeah. So imagine this person being the president.
Hey.
So that's where my beef with him is.
Yeah, do more. But look at these two political parties, the NPP and then the NDC. Do you think they are competitive enough?
Of course they are.
Because I quite say, like, okay, if the NDC going is not good for them, definitely the people will come back to us. So when it happens like that, for me, in my opinion, I feel they are a bit reluctant when it comes to, what they have to do.
No, we have to keep voting against them till they learn.
But people are already getting disappointed with President John Dramani Mohammed's administration, and then definitely they'll start falling for the NPP again.
There's no a perfect government anywhere.
Exactly.
You get it? There's no a perfect administration anywhere.
It's bound to happen.
I understand people's disappointment against President Mahama, and sometimes I get disappointed as well. You get it? I feel that at some point they are becoming too reactionary. For instance, this cocoa board issues.
Yeah.
Why must it take this to happen for you to now set out to do a forensic audit?
They should have done it long ago. Even when Randy Abbey was ranting and then all of that, I was thinking it was going to be part of the tax for oral when they even come, but we didn't see anything from them.
When you take over the country, I suggest that there should be a law that will bind the government, any government that takes over, to do a forensic audit in every sector of the country before they even appoint their ministers. So that before the ministers come to work, they know the problems they are coming to face, the debt there, and it shouldn't be they should go and sit there before they see the magnitude of the issues. That will even inform the kind of people you appoint. There are people who are good at crisis management. So if there's crisis in a sector, you appoint somebody who have studied and is good at crisis management to go there and manage you out of the crisis. You get it? So these are all governance structures that we can put in place to make our democracy and governance effective, and not looking for a third force or anything. So, for instance, before Akufo-Addo left, we say our auditor and accountant, auditor general is independent. We can tax the auditor general to do that forensic audit 3 months before in every elections. And by the time the new administration comes, the audit will be ready. So you just submit it to the new president.
Right.
So we don't need any handing over, notes. We don't need anybody, transitional committee or anything. The auditor will do the transition. Will give the new administration all the files, all the documents, all the debts, all the misappropriations. Will hand over all these things to the new administration.
Right.
So if I'm handing over to you, I'm the manager of this studio, and I'm handing over to you. I met how many microphones? Five microphones.
Yeah.
I sold one of them. Do you think I'll be honest to tell you that I met 5 microphones here and I sold one of them? I won't. You have to enter the studio and now see the stands to see they were missing. 5. Yeah. Where's the other one?
One is missing.
But if we have an auditor who will come in here, audit me and present the report to you, the auditor will give you the real and the accurate information that you need to manage the studio. So these are things that we have to do and not preach third force. Because we took cost rubber for man Ghana for ya and these are third force.
Would you say?
Yeah. But more makana ne bako di third force nechi. Aboa papa no man bako di third force nechi. The base yam see ebe. Inye Kennedy Japan ya no MPP nyo no no so om go lead. In the adwin na no the MPP mu or the year ya amfa no. And one or the third force. We are not going to bring aliens to form the third force.
Oh yes. Down there.
It's going to be Ghanaians. Ghanaian born for one and they don't bako third force. And over here no we da so free NDC and I say MPP. There's no way say we meet both NDC and MPP akokabo with third force. Because from the ideological standpoint, they won't agree on certain things. Because NDC and MPP ideology so it will take a miracle for NPP and NDC supporters to come together and form a political party and make it work. Emfa.
So for you, you don't.
Third force no dey on fan kwato we Ukraine na nyune.
I think due to time, we'll just zoom into the main topic for discussion. Mr. Kingsley is supposed to join us, but I believe he's already on his way.
Where's my friend?
And then he'll be joining us shortly.
Where's my friend? Why is my friend not joining me today? Enoch.
He's your friend?
Yeah, he's my best friend.
Your best friend?
Yeah, he's my bestie now.
And you cooked him like that?
We cooked each other. He cooked me and I cooked him.
I didn't know he was your friend.
Yeah, he's my best friend.
Okay. All right.
I'd love to see him next week.
You can say hi to him.
Hello, Enoch. I would love to see you next week.
Anyways.
I think the producer should crop this and send it to him.
Oh, no. I'll be the one to crop it.
Crop it and send it to him.
We won't.
Tell him I miss him so much.
You miss him? But what do you miss about him?
A lot, though.
Hey. I'm thinking otherwise.
No. Don't think anything.
Anyway, let's see if there's going to be, a rematch or something. Right. Let's dive into our main topic for discussion this morning. So today we are turning our attentions to the health department, the health sector. And there's something trending which is called the no bed syndrome. So this term has been widely used to describe situations where critically ill patients are turned away from hospitals because there are no beds available, even in major facilities such as Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Ridge. And mind you, these are actually big hospitals that you do not even expect that they should be encountering such, a problem. But here lies the case. I think recently, early this month, which, if I'm not wrong, 6th February, where patients were, was actually turned away simply because there are no beds. And they didn't take it lightly at all, especially with the social media followers and commentators. We started calling the doctors evil. You come to the hospital, you see somebody dying, but you say there's no bed. Is there not any other alternative they can actually treat these people? But you just leave the person to die just like that. Mr. Dubik, when we say the no bed, Is it the literal meaning of no bed, as in no bed, or is actually an infrastructural problem?
It's not just infrastructural problem. It's deeper than
It's
the
deeper
term
than
no
that.
bed.
So what is it then?
Okay. So if you are when you go to a hospital and then you get to the hospital at the time the personnel there are tired and about to change shift.
They are tired.
Yes. For instance, their shift starts at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Then you go there around 1:30. Or 1:45, 1:50. It's almost 2 for the person to change shift.
Yes.
But if he admits you at that time, he will have to do the documentations, start the process of taking care of you before he hands you over, which will take him into the next shift.
And is there a problem with doing that?
That's why I said he's tired. There shouldn't be a problem with doing that. But in order to wash his hands or her hands off you, you might be left to sit down and wait till the new people take over. Or you will be turned away and referred to a different hospital or told there's no bed. There can be a problem where there's supposed to be a surgery conducted on you. Looking at the severity of the emergency,
yeah,
there wouldn't be a surgeon on call at that time. Anesthetist wouldn't be available. A specialist to take care of you wouldn't be available. So at that point in time, you can be turned away, and we can classify it as the no bed syndrome, part of the no bed syndrome. So it goes deeper than just the physical bed. What do you say? Sometimes the walls too can be congested.
Okay.
To the extent that you jo krano a baby edo but at least we can give you first aid. We can stabilize your condition and send you on your way or refer you to a different hospital. Why are they not doing it? That makes me start to think that the problem is not the beds, the problem is the personnel.
So it's an attitudinal problem.
Of course. Problem na nyempano. Ambulance no kra na betimi ahwe wo stabilize your condition no ambulance depending on the severity of your case.
Yeah, I don't know if you followed the case of the 29-year-old the 29-year-old.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
At a point, even the ambulance service, the paramedics offered their trolley, their stretcher.
Yeah.
A trolley is is the one they use in the supermarket. Their stretcher. But they still declined.
Why?
Of course. That's why I'm telling you that the problem goes beyond just the physical bed. At that time, there wasn't a specialist at the hospital to take care of the guy. And the doctors didn't want to admit him. He died in their hands, and they have questions to answer. Because when a patient passes away in your care, you write a report. Sometimes you are called to defend the report. So these tend to make doctors just at a glance look at you and say, in their mind, I'm not saying that is what happened, but it's a probability. In their mind, will be udada.
So they actually look at your condition and then predict that
some can do that.
You may die, so you should just leave you to die.
What I'm saying is not complete fact. It is just assumptions. You get it? But looking at what had happened, we have the right to assume and make analysis out of our assumptions. Because I wasn't at the hospital. I didn't see the guy's condition. You understand? We have a situation in this country where somebody will go to the hospital. He will be discharged or she will be discharged. Can't afford to pay. But he will occupy the bed till he finds money to come and pay. Emergencies. Once your condition is stabilized, they should move you to a ward, a recovery ward, You are not supposed to still occupy that bed at the emergency.
But there are situations where people are even done with their emergency issues and they are still
there because the ward now congested. Yeah, you are about that corridor. What I say? So these are structural issues, and this somebody died in 2018. A 70-year-old man died in 2018. Look, from 2018 up to now is how many years? 8 years, right? So are we saying that we didn't learn anything? We didn't try to do anything as a country for that 8-year period now? What did we do in 2018 to solve these issues?
Because this issue has been there for quite a long
You see, there's a referral guideline of the Ghana Health Service, which was in 2012. It states that some portions, I've not read it throughout, but some portions states that before you can refer an emergency patient, stabilize the condition of the person first. So when they went to police hospital, the police hospital said, take him to Ridge. Ridge said, take him to Kolebu. Kolebu said, take him to UGMC. What did they do? What measures did these hospitals?
Was there even first aid administered to him?
Take to remedy or stabilize his condition. We run an ambulance system called Scoop and Run. Hospital. How many schools do we even have training paramedics in this country? These are all issues we have to look at. But who King Council as a commander? They be a to school. On your way to Techiman, there's one school there that trains paramedics. I think between 2022 till somewhere in 2024, 2025, they hadn't admitted anybody in that school. Anybody, just a single person.
Is the Ghana Education Service aware of this? Or
it's not under Ghana Education, it's supposed to be Ministry of Health.
Ministry of Health, right. Are they aware of that?
They said there's no funding. So how would they admit them? The last time they trained people were when we imported the ambulances. They trained people to man the ambulances. That is it. Or maybe if you want to be a paramedic, you have to go to the United States and learn it. What kind of training do we even give our paramedics to be able to take care of these issues? Give them first aid, at least stabilize them before they hand them over to a hospital.
Yeah.
Oh.
So who is supposed to be held accountable when patients are turned away from the hospital?
The administrators.
The okay.
The administrators of the hospital. These decisions shouldn't be taken by a nurse. Turning away a patient it's not a decision that a nurse should take. It shouldn't be a decision that a doctor should take. It should be a decision that the administrator of the hospital takes. That based on these factors at our hospital, we cannot take care of you. The only time a doctor should decide to turn away or refer is when the conditions is beyond the hospital they are in. For instance, you need a surgery. They take you to a CHIP compound. They cannot do the surgery there. They take you to a clinic. They can't do the surgery there. They take you to even some district hospitals. They don't have specialists to do the surgery there. Then the doctor can recommend that because of the severity of the issues, we don't have specialists to take care of these issues here. So take them to a teaching hospital. Kolebu is a teaching hospital for crying out loud.
Yes.
No sickness should be beyond Kolebu. As a maternity house. No, I said no sickness, no disease should be beyond Kolebu. They should be able to take care of every disease because it's a teaching hospital. It is the biggest premium hospital we have in this country.
Yeah, exactly.
We sat down, 2018, this happened. We didn't do anything. We made the usual noise. Only to wait for it to happen again in 2026. And now we are indicting nurses, indicting doctors.
But even looking at that,
what happened to the previous hospitals that they went? So once will be a 10 or more a week.
But it happened to just induct just 2 doctors and 2 nurses from Kolebu. What happens to the rest of the hospitals that this young man was sent to?
And I hear that people are saying, "Oh, this is Kolebu's own internal something." And what are the other hospitals? What are their internal investigation they have also done? They are there because Nipa na go.
But I learned he was given first aid in one of the hospitals. I just can't figure out which particular hospital.
No, according to what I have read so far and listened to, he wasn't giving a first aid in any place. The first aid he got was from the paramedics.
Okay,
time
the
goes
ambulance.
on the yes, time goes to stop the bleeding, stabilize the bleeding, and all that. And our system is bad, though. You see, when a paramedic takes you, when the ambulance takes you, there should be a system for them to know, say, so hospitals when hospital win a vacancy. Imagine they took him around 10. The guy died at 12 at circle. So him say, so hospital ni na occupied no munya baby fan kono dem see so more than a year. UGMC. Tinkomu no UGMC. Within the 2 hours now kwane do we. Tinkomu no UGMC. But they went to the police hospital, wasted time there. Went to Ridge, wasted time there. Went to Kolebu, wasted time there. So even transporting him from Kolebu to the UGMC wasn't viable, wasn't something that it was beyond recovery. Nipa na worry. Who didn't see kwan so afa na nuru baby na wajamu. But sanke was system one. Paramedics na fa no wom nim say oh Kolebu ayema Reja ayema police hospital ayema nti yamfa no nko UGMC director on fire free second na anka UGMC director and it's an ambulance it's an emergency car service so we need 30 minutes crown o madru what you say but you tana see am building structures yenya hwe and one say oh you see hospital yay. We don't do anything. And once we build a hospital, then we are happy. But health delivery is a system on its own. It's not just the hospital that delivers the health system, the health care. It's not just the hospital. It's not just the ambulance. All these things must work in tandem. And they need a brain, which will be the emergency command center. Ghana Emergency Command Center. Where is it? The emergency command center will coordinate with hospitals, have the data available for the paramedics to know, say, hospital we at this time, you call a specialist we in the war. And if it's trauma, if it's stroke, if it is cardiac arrest, hospital we in Fanko because they have this specialist on call at that time. But you know, say, the pancreas of a stroke, near Fana dinner free, circle near the Nako UGMC, but what could do no, not stroke. Or a specialist in Niho, trauma surgeon in Niho. I think they assigned it done and you need a better hospital or more specialist no at that time. But see a system, yes, see a brain for the emergency service. Now, assembly saba, now paramedics no automatically within some few seconds or few minutes they can know where specialists are available near the we can avert these issues.
Right.
So the no bed syndrome goes beyond the physical infrastructure of just the bed. It goes beyond that. And yes, sir, but we are looking for terms to make it convenient. It's too much deeper than we think it is.
It is. Right. Joining us in the studios is Mr. Kingsley Akwa. Mr. Kingsley, the NPP communications team member. Good morning to you, Mr. Kingsley. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning to your viewers and your listeners, and good morning to Mr.
Dubig.
Champion.
Better.
That is a. Is she actually? Why are you busy?
Busy there. Why wouldn't you say?
And then I'm why busy, sir.
Well, we have some internal elections and other, issues to deal with.
Me the matter is all
Oh, but our dear, and come on, dear, but into me, man, and you're busy, sir. Yes, said your mind, say, one young man, your man, Kuya. I'm when he answer His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Bifia Bem, not just of mine, I say.
And the mind go got you.
No, yeah, they will so quiet.
I said, our dear young father, she say, you that.
We don't so quiet.
Hey, you the media space, you know. Yeah, TBB as a broadcaster that answer you do.
I know, maybe our platform is one.
Maybe I know shoot too, baby.
Did you see it on any platform?
I saw it on the platform.
Really? It is the government platform.
Are you on the government platform? Are you on the government platform? So what maybe I want to moon.
It's not easy. It's not easy. So all is well.
All is well.
Congratulations anyway.
Thank you. So God willing, this coming Sunday is an officially announcement.
Oh, but the whole be about.
Yeah, Omumbra. Yes,
Some go fufu.
Send them go part need fufu with the MIS stress.
And now can
Very well. So I was doing the listening when coming, but
yeah.
First of all, let me say a very big thank you to my regional executive, national executive, and constituency executives. You know, this year is internal election year, so we are all preparing ourselves to conduct that election so that the MPP that we are building, the MPP that Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia is building, we will keep our feet firm and make sure that this abysmal performance of the NDC government, we are going to kick them out in 2028. So, if I may dive into the topic, I was doing the listening, and my brother was
about the no bed syndrome.
Sure.
What do you think is driving it in Ghana?
No bed syndrome, incompetency
from who?
From government.
From the government.
Yes.
Just the government.
Just the government, because
not the personnel, the management of these hospitals.
Most of the times, okay, but to be honest, the government contribute, let's say, 60%, and personnel also form part of it. And discrimination, that is in line with the personnel. Okay, because when I remember when President Akufo-Addo came into power, this no bed syndrome was a key factor in the health, system. So he makes sure he build infrastructures, he makes sure he filled it with this.
What are some of these infrastructures?
The hospital infrastructures I'm talking about.
Which one?
There are so many hospitals that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo built. Even he met about 8 or 7 hospitals that previously the NDC government, John Dramani Mahama, came and met in office. He couldn't touch it. But President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, when he took over in 2017, he made sure he completed all those hospitals.
In Accra?
Not in Accra, in the country.
In the country?
Yes.
But can you specifically state where these hospitals
Yes,
are?
2 were in Kumasi, and I think 1 was in Obuasi. There are other hospitals that I don't want to be in a line that they will say I'm not speaking facts. So I cannot go into details, but I know. Let me quickly go to my phone and get you those figures and those facts as well. So you see, this thing, most of the time, is the duty of a government to make sure that the people of the country will not suffer, these consequences. But how should we put it? When you have an incompetent leader, an incompetent president, that is how most of the time, it will end up. So as I was saying, there are a lot. We have Akontomra, we have Bogoso, we have Elibo, we have Empaha, we have Nsuaim. All these hospitals was built by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I can mention about 31 hospitals
built by him.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. And other, treatment and holding hospitals. We have one at Dodowa, we have one at Pantan, Cape Coast, Elibo, and Kita. Okay. You see, when Akufo-Addo took, as I said, it was a problem for the country. So when he took over, he made sure that all these measures were put in place to mitigate the challenges of no bed syndrome. So you see, again, I said incompetency, and most of the time, managerial disappointment to, the citizens. These are some of the things that leads to all these things. You see, and to whom that is killing us. My sister, when you are sick and you visited a hospital, and probably you don't have a relative being a staff or a member of that hospital, if you are not careful, you are going to die. But we should have, some law to govern a patient. So far, when you are sick, you become vulnerable.
Very, very vulnerable.
You get it. But some of our personnel, when you are sick and you visit hospitals, the way they will treat you, it will even worsen your situation.
Right.
So I think it is time for us to institute certain laws to govern patients.
What would you suggest?
I suggest that the parliament of this country should make sure they institute some legal structures or some laws to govern or to make sure that when you are sick, they don't need to check your political color, the ethical group, or any form of, let's say, religion that you form, because all these things contribute to the no bed syndrome. When you are not careful, when you go to hospital and you are not an MPP member or an NDC member, you may not be attended to.
Why do they check your party card?
Yes, because when you see, the hospitals administrators are being appointed by government. Those in charge are being appointed by government. So when your government is not in power and you fall sick, me particular, so because of that reason, when I'm sick, I don't visit hospitals, because I know these people.
So they'll kill you.
They'll kill me.
Because they know you and
MPP
but how
member.
they know?
They know.
How?
Because of what I used to do.
Oh, okay.
They know my personality,
okay,
especially in my constituency, in my region. You get it?
Area man.
They will just say, even it's a phone call, that guy is coming. you see. So it's something that most of the time is funny, but we will end up losing souls and other stuff. Looking at this man, is it Charles Emisa?
Yeah.
It's very, very painful.
Yeah,
a young man, 29 years, that he's building up his life. He have left the family behind. Now, who is going to take care of the family? You see, that is a negligence of some people, some particular personnel. I learned that they have interdicted some
two nurses and doctors in
yes.
Kolego.
That is not enough.
So there should be proper sanction.
There should be a proper sanction.
So what sort of sanction would you suggest they give to these people?
I think they've caused murder.
So their license should be taken from them.
Their license should be taken. They should prosecute them, because not just to pick a gun or a knife
and kill
someone that you may call that you've caused murder. All these things contribute towards murder. And so I believe that if John Dramani Mahama is saying that he's really resetting the country, we should see all these things in place. If not, he is failing the people. And I believe, and indeed he has failed Ghanaians. Looking at how things are going, he has failed Ghanaians. You see, these even personnel, ask yourself, that is when they were not paying the nurses, the doctors. We were so aggressive on them that they should pay them, because if they don't pay them, these people may end up killing people.
So you think that is why they got
because they don't have money in their pocket. My brother can attest to that. The personnel don't. The personnel don't have money even to feed them. You see, when you are working and you are hungry, you can't pass up any time. Even if the issue is not getting you provoked,
you become very aggressive.
Yes, aggressive, and that was exactly that happened. The people were not having money, and they rush you in that they should attend to you. You will die. So again, the government should see to its sake. You make sure you pay the people. You see, most of the time it's so painful and so sad that you see people who are the front liners making sure they save life, the government don't take good care of. Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia thought of all these things in 2024 general election. In MPP manifesto, he said he is going to make sure that our health, personnel would be catered for, well catered for. That probably when they need, vehicle, you make sure that it is duty free for them also to purchase, some of these luxurious vehicles. And what pains me is that they don't buy with their own money. They buy it with taxpayers' money. And at the end of the day, they will buy all these vehicles, they will be living in luxurious homes, and the mere personnel who are working will not be paid. At the end of the day, what are they going to do? And what I pray for is that this thing should happen to these our ministers and our big men, not the vulnerable Ghanaians. You get my point? Not the vulnerable Ghanaians, the innocent Ghanaian. Those who are failing the institution are there. That is why when they are sick, you will see them. They will fly them to let's say the European countries to seek for medical attention, because they knew that the treatment that they are giving to the personnel here, it doesn't work. So when they get there, they are going to lose their life. Because me, to be honest with you, if I'm a health professional and I'm not being paid, and a minister is being brought to my facility, I'll make sure that you also face what they did to Emisa.
Okay,
it's a fact.
Right.
It's a fact. Because you cannot tell me I'm a worker. Okay, let's say you are an accountant in this institution. Management is not paying you, but always they will release a huge amount of money for you to pay your subordinates. Will you be happy? You will not be happy. And this is what is killing the country. This is what we are going through, and this is why always the minority make sure that they will put the government on its toes.
Right. Thank you.
Let me mention this. When they were campaigning in 2024, this finance minister Atuforsen stood on a platform behind a podium and said the government is going to build 600 chip compound. You heard that? When they assumed power, that same question was posed to Atuforsen, and he said he just mentioned, but he's not the one to take care of. Look at this. They were so aggressive to lie to Ghanaians to gain power. And this is how they are failing the country. They are failing the entire country. You see, in terms of this country management, it's not about MPP, it's not about NDC.
Exactly.
It's about Ghanaians.
So the issue here is that this issue of no bed syndrome has been there for quite some time. Governments have come and governments have gone. And I believe you also experienced it under your administration.
Sure.
What did your administration do to sort out the issue or to make it better?
We make it better by building infrastructures, making sure that we fill the infrastructure with the necessary equipment, the necessary apparatus to make sure the facility work efficiently. That is why the no bed syndrome were a bit low in the MPP's administration.
Oh, really?
Yes, of course. It was low. You see, we think about Ghanaians. Again, we thought of it wisely that to mitigate this no bed syndrome, then the government need to implement this one, what do you call the Agenda 111, this thing, hospitals. What do you think? What do you think is the brain behind this? To make sure that the facility will get to the Ghanaian, wherever that he is. Okay, so every region need to have a regional hospital.
Right.
Not just a hospital, but with what? With equipment.
With equipment. Mr. Dubig, you happen to be a social commentator, looking at all these issues. Do you think this is actually the time we should be doing the blame game and then, buttressing it with politics?
If I say this, my brother will say I'm getting information from a government platform. But the truth of the matter is that whether we like it or not, these issues cannot be politicized. Because my brother says that it is incompetence. A 70-year-old man died because of this same no bed syndrome under your administration.
Yeah.
Are you saying it was also incompetence?
For he even went to 7 hospitals.
I wouldn't go into that matters. I'm just asking the question. Under your administration, a functional hospital was collapsed, demolished. The La General Hospital.
Yeah.
For 8 years, you couldn't build that hospital. Today, you're talking about infrastructure in this country. Really? For 8 years, that hospital wasn't built. Go on the internet and see the pictures of the sword cutting. The day they said they were going to construct the hospital, that Akufo-Addo went there to cut the sword. The pictures that came out, the architecture impressions, and look at what they were building there before they left office. If it is the same thing.
Are you an architect?
If it is the same thing. So when issues like this come, put politics aside. Stop blaming. It is structural issues. This thing has been with us since 1992. And NPP, NDC, both parties have been in government since 1992. So it cannot be the problem of NDC alone. It cannot be the incompetence of Mahama alone. You get it? When you bought ambulances in your first what do you call it? 10. It came on the 28th January in 2019. How many years were you into your administration? When you came in 2017. You said you saw the problems of no bed syndrome. For that reason, you decided to tackle the issue. But you procured your ambulances in the second year to the third year of your administration. When did you start the Agenda 111 hospitals? At the latter part of your administration. So you saw a problem, sat down for almost 7 years. Only to start the solution of the problem and not even finish it. When you diagnosed the problem from 2017, when you came and realized there were no bed syndrome, why didn't you start building the Agenda 111 hospitals then?
Was it that it wasn't a priority?
Of course, a cathedral was the priority of all priorities.
When did we start the cathedral?
Akufo-Addo said cathedral was the priorities of all priorities. Didn't he say it? $97 million went into the cathedral. Can you tell us the number of district hospitals $97 million can build? You started Agenda 111, you didn't finish. So let's tackle the issues and put politics aside. Put NDC is this, MPP is that aside. It is structural problems. And yet NDC need a general hospital or catch nurses and patients and they say on bed in it was a nurse, it was a doctor. And at that time, even if he's affiliated to a political party, he wasn't there as a member of the political party, he was there as a virtue of his profession. So what you now here a doctor ni and I'm a bet too. Now what shall mean? Now say me say NDC nindi. Me say NDC nindi. Who kumia? Anya pipi ni na kumi o doctor na kumi.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yes.
Anya pipi ni na kumi. Anya MPP party office na me call any kumi. Me call hospital until hospital no MPP ni na wo. As a Ghanaian, I expect to see a doctor there. And this is your call hospital now sem ko see. Momienfa NDC no ntonchen, momienfa MPP no ntonchen. Ni enka asem no se na esitie. To what end would NDC MPP blame games of this issue? Ebekwa kwesi. Then go see baby, we will get back to the same thing. ABC 2018 no say ya na ye no. Say ya NPP NDC for the year politics. And they say aban na otisu ni din just to gain power. And ya NDC aba. NDC buy, you know, and ABSC, NPP is taking advantage of the same thing. We cannot build a nation like that.
Right. Will building more hospitals sort out the issue?
You see, it's not about building more hospitals. The issues I just told you, it's not about building more hospitals. The patients to bed ratio in Ghana, okay, the citizen to bed ratio in Ghana is to 1:5,000. The accepted one is to 5:1,000. 5:1,000. So it's not about building. We can expand the already existing hospitals. You bet me a BM. Say space no anywhere. Mumiem.
The hospital no wo akodi akoshe baby to say La Paz Community Hospital. Baby e say na mo nya space a mo nto amanfo dan wo ho na mo mubu no na mo miem.
Kingsley. Ofie wo ho baby.
Mama, what you mesre. So wo fie be ho na ye
ye yi kwan na e count dan na etimi ma compensation na ebubu no a. Sa no so na e wo se ye pese esi hospital a. Etimi ma compensation na e jodan na ebubu no na esi hospital no wo.
Okay.
Aden cathedral ya mubu judges ne amanfo dan wo. See it compensation. Now then to me yama cathedral and to yama hospital. Salvation is a choice. I can decide that I want salvation. So cathedral is not a priority. Hospital is a priority. The constitution gives me the right to health. And the government must provide it.
So they should provide it.
So when issues like this come, we must look at the structural failings of the system. Not just what do you call it, you politicize the issue. In NDC, I say, in NPP, I say, in NPP, I was only saying, no man, in NDC, I say. It's not nice. You can't build a country like that. Now, ebia, ene, aye, emisa, and I'm a man, your friend is saying.
Emisa, Charles, Emisa.
Aye, or no, a china bear me, a bit me, aye, ebia, china cry bay, a banana, wa buying the waban.
Bamun to me,
woman to me, wow.
To go back on.
Right. So these things, I think that we have to take politics out of it. We have to take blame game out of it and look at the structural issues. Build systems. Build the brain of Ghana's emergency services. Say when you accident, baby, I will be no. You say hospital win a bang. Hospital way bend there, but we won't need this particular services or this particular specialist around. In the environment, sa hospital we. Yes, I need to me. Yes, I need money in ano. Huh? If me say, okwa abrochira. Emergency no mo nya adwuma nya kopem say anoma kra free bia so beto from na namubu a. Ye frɛ ambulance service wo betam anoma and no covet.
Right.
Because they built their structures and their systems and it's working. We can do same. So if you go to China, there's a hospital in Shanghai. If you go there, apart from a ward now, your visitors room.
Especially
for your visitors. Woman got lounge room. But Ghana have one more emotional support on you more time. So from 2 to 4 on Nipa the hospital, he's in pain. He needs people that he recognized, people that he's familiar with, to give them that emotional support. Nipa na ba son say, ya come you na boom, when you na go faako, when you na that hall back boarding house.
The room becomes congested.
And you say about 2 to 4 cop. Obi okra na busu need to meet the hospital, but no wu ni atamako, mortuary no ohwe na busu ni no. Afi na okohwe am yakata say wo sumasi, wo wu mi de na kwakoto mortuary. But in some hospitals outside the country, if it gets to critical levels, now they can invite family to come and spend time with the person. No,
last.
But we cannot do same in Ghana, and we sit here and we think that the best solution is to make it NDC MPP issue. No, we cannot build a nation like that.
Right, Mr. Kingsley. What immediate practical steps would you suggest we take as a nation to sort out our emergency response?
The whole thing is that the government should beef up the way he responds to health issues.
The government should
beef up.
Okay.
The way its ministry, the health ministry, the finance ministry respond to health issues. Why am I saying this? When NPP came into power, we need not to politicize this, but the mention of structures.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the structures? When you talk of structures, you put things in place, making sure it solves or it mitigates the situation. So when NPP came into power, we saw that even the machinery to respond to emergencies were not available. Okay, so we make sure that we provided, ambulances, speedy ambulances, to make sure these ambulances respond to what emergency situations. Again, we make sure these are the structures that MPP put in place. But what is this current government doing? Again, when we came into power, we inherited about 13 hospitals.
13 hospitals.
13 hospitals.
Just in Accra or
across?
Across.
Yes.
13.
That was not completed.
Okay.
Someone came into power for, 4 years and above.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't complete all these hospitals. These are a few of them. We have Fomena, Kumewu, Sekendi Takrade. We have Bekwai. We have the Boligatanga Regional Hospital. We have Konongo. We have Tepa. You see, all these hospitals were inherited hospitals that was not completed. But making sure that we put structures in place to make sure this no bed syndrome will be no more. We make sure we complete all these hospitals. Okay? And again, to end this no bed syndrome, we have about 31 hospitals that the NPP administration, and now Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, started from 2017 to 2024. They completed it all. If time will permit me, I'll mention few of it. You see, so anytime that NPP, is in power, we think about Ghanaians, how we respond to, health issues. Okay? If we don't think or we don't have in mind to make sure this no bed syndrome will be no more, in Kegufadu government will not come and restore nursing training allowance. Okay? To make sure that the personnel will be well cared for, so that when they go to their duties or when they visit their duties, they will be able to execute their duties with what? Good intentions. Because when you have good salaries, you work efficiently. You get me? Yeah. So this is the situation we find ourselves as a country, whereby the health minister is not thinking about his people. He's not even thinking about his own office. Then come to talk of the citizens.
Right.
This is our problem. The last time I met a certain lady on one of your sister stations, and he was saying that the health minister has been one of the fantastic health minister that Ghana has ever had. For where? Who said that? For where? When they assume power for a year, for 1.5 years now, let's say over a year, what has the health minister implemented? They should come and tell us. What chip compound has they started and completed?
Okay, but so far, do you like how the way the health minister is going about this?
I don't like it at all. His performance is so abysmal.
No, let's relate it with this particular issue, not his performance as in general, but how he has reacted so far to this
situation.
Particular issue.
You were here when this Raf went to a hospital and beat hospital staffs over there. What did that issue get to? Is he a You get it? When issues come, you see them, driving with this convoy. We are going there to do something. They will do nothing. He went there. What happened? This Ralph went and beat these people just like that. Nothing happened to him. And you think these people are happy with the way the citizens are treating them? They're also not happy. That's why I was saying that there should be law, even governing the patients and even the personnel, so that when they are going to carry their duty, they will feel so safe to carry out their duties. And even when a patient is being sent to a hospital, that patient will also feel so safe under the hospital facility. Because if not that, I really applaud him when he was saying that when a patient is being sent to hospital, then we heard the nurses saying the family should leave. You get it? Me, my problem, I have a big problem with that. The family should leave, and who should take care of the patient? Though you, the doctors, are there, but some patients would like to always, communicate with their relatives, so that it will even release some pressures on them. But you see these doctors sacking the relative of the patient. This thing, I witnessed one. A daughter was sent to a hospital. The mother was there. The father was there. At the end of the day, they do know what the doctors did. They sack the biological father of that lady or of that girl that it is time for visitors to leave. What sort of country is this? Is this the what do you call resetting that His Excellency talk about? For all what we know, all these things were happening in the past. So if you want to reset it, let's see some changes. Because if my daughter is being admitted in a hospital, you cannot tell me, being the biological father of the girl, to leave because the visiting hour is over. It's very bad.
Right.
And through that, even the girl, we can lose life. So they should put structures in place, as my brother rightly said.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't go away with putting up more infrastructures, filling it with the necessary equipment to make sure the facility run efficiently. That is what we can move on, or we can move ahead as a country to make sure this no bed syndrome. And we should stop, considering health issues like always fixing political eyes in health issues. Because when someone is sick, it is you, the doctor, to make sure that he come back to life or he recover. So when you put on a political lens as a doctor and you fail to attend to someone, you need to be prosecuted.
Right.
You need to be prosecuted because you were not being employed there to serve a political party, but to serve the country. Going forward, we should see the health minister, Akando. You should work, not just the money. Yes, because I see him not to be working. His interest is in his payment. Yes, every month you see him going to the bank.
Do you see him?
Yes, I see him.
Hey.
Every month you see him going to the bank. But you don't see him visiting hospital, making sure that the personnel's work, making sure that the needs of the personnel's, will be met.
Amen.
You get it? So
you
should sit down and make sure that the ordinary Ghanaians, the citizens that he is serving, would have like benefit from his office. Right. Not just the money. The money, we know they are giving them, huge monies. They are enjoying it. So they should work according to the salaries that they are being given.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Akwa. Mr. Big. So Speaker Alban Bagbin calls for emergency care law over no bed syndrome.
Simple.
What are your thoughts on that, and how is that going to work?
I said it earlier. I'm beginning to hate this reactionary things that we always do in this country. How long has Mr. Bagbin been a Speaker of Parliament?
Or being in Parliament?
So you think this should have been?
He was a health minister. He has once been a health minister of this country. Where was he? Why didn't he take that bill to Parliament to be passed? Why must we wait till something happens before we call for let's do this, let's do that? Why? If we pass this bill, will that bill bring back Emisa's life? It is done. He's dead. He's gone. Mr. Bambaben, Speaker Bambaben, I respect him a lot for his long services to this country. But there are certain issues sometimes I think it's better they keep quiet. Yes, it is better they keep quiet.
They will sanction you.
Bro, I transport myself here every day. Nobody brings me here.
Before you go, you are off from the government.
Nobody. Nobody pays my TNT. Nobody buys me data for anything. I do all these things because I love this country and I want this country. Party. I love this country. I want this country to work. So they should spare us these things. They can do these things without talking. They can do these things without telling us that let's do this. This can be a private member's bill. It doesn't add any money to the consolidated fund. It doesn't add any cost to the consolidated fund. So this can be a private member's bill. He can call some of the MPs and tell them, look, do this, bring this bill, let's pass it. He can even call MPs from both sides, NDC, MPP. Go sit together. Do a consensus. Have a consensus and bring a bill that would satisfy both the NDC and MPP. Let's pass it fast. You don't have to tell us these things. Because when you come out to tell us these things, and I look at the portfolios that you've held in the past, then I'll have to ask you why you didn't do it. Why it has not been done since you have once been the health minister. You have been a minority leader, you have been a majority leader, you've been a speaker for 4 years and now 2 years, now almost 6 years. You are the first Speaker of Parliament who became Speaker of Parliament when the opposition was in the executive. So why must you come out to tell us these things?
Right.
I respect him a lot. I admire what he has done for this country. But these things, he should just sit down.
But do you like the way they are going about this whole issue, especially from the minister, from the health minister?
I think this whole thing has been reactionary. You get it? Both from the NPP and NDC, this whole issue, addressing this whole issue, has been a reactionary thing. Because now NDC think, oh yeah, NPP for capitalize over it and get political capital. NPP also think, you see, NPP, NDC, all of you have served in government. There's no way this issue will happen in America and you hear the Democrats telling the Republicans that you people are in government. Why didn't you do it? They will come up with solutions. They will come up with solutions and solve the issues. We all visit the hospital. I don't know when I'll get an accident. I don't know when somebody's recklessness will kill me. Somebody's inaction will kill me. I would love to fall sick and die in my bed. I always say this. I grow old and die in my bed, but not to die because somebody was reckless or incompetent or careless. So you get it? I want to lie down and know this is my time. I'm about to die, so that I can tell my kids, take care of this, do that. Then I'm gone. But me nama pain. We could do what I say. Penny one number would ye. So one day, me strange. I'm so man and you get it? So I'm passionate about these things. I'm really passionate about this. So I don't care whose ox is God. I'll tell you the truth. And if you want and you feel that you are stronger than me, you can do whatever you want. Go ahead and do it. But the issue is that we must do things. We must not react to certain things like this. We must preempt it and even prevent it before it happens. We must be visionary enough to see what is bound to happen, what is going to happen next in our health sector or in our health delivery system, and make laws in advance to take care of them even before they happen.
Right.
Not when next year we na baka chem say shemra. Ya shemra ni we awu. Obey. And it's only a Mrs. On that has come out. There are issues of this same nature.
Yeah, it's not out.
Yeah, because there were no advocacy for it. Obi anko jina bonti anki community and we ante. Obi wo waka no akura se ma ye panty venom kra won ye nya bi. Ama na wu.
Drone delivery system.
And we ante.
President ya kwaje nanko. O waka obi a drone delivery system ye twam. My brother. I'm for who?
Oh, I don't think I do. I don't know politicians ever have no. They said the drone delivery go drone delivery not condom they deliver. Condoms minister they say condoms and they deliver.
Health minister
me come as mama me can get drone drones. Not just drone drones them no. Na me kura ask me who say drone be aba ho. Wo won so ka man for me kura say da.
Right. Thank you so much. I think we are done with this particular topic. So we'll be looking at our next topic briefly. Our producer is giving us 10 minutes to tackle this topic, then we call it a wrap. So for our second topic, government targets 127 tons of small-scale gold under new reserves policy. So government has announced plans to secure 127 tons of gold annually from the small-scale mining sector under a new reserves policy aimed at strengthening Ghana's foreign exchange buffers and stabilizing the cedi. The move is expected to deepen gold purchases from licensed small-scale miners, formalize the sector further, and increase national gold reserves. That is it. Mr. Casey, do you think that this target is realistic? You think they can reach it?
I believe that there is something that they need to explain.
Which is?
Because in the previous government, these figures that they've quoted, we couldn't even get to half.
Half?
Within a year.
A year. What is it? I think it's 15 months. Yeah, they mentioned 15 months.
You see, so if they are saying that small scale mining companies, who are those small scale mining companies? They should tell us that the Galamseyers. That's the whole thing. Who are the small scale miners? Are they serious? That's why I'm saying that this government is not serious. They always lie to Ghanaians for us to believe them. Because the MPP makes sure annually they were able to accumulate, I think, the 30 point something tons. Yes. You get it. So why all of a sudden this NDC government is telling us that they are going to accumulate 127 metric tons or whatever? Please, they should spare us. Ghanaians are dying, and your focus is always money, 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 money. What are they doing to make sure that is our water bodies that have been affected with chemicals will be no more? Are they telling us the solutions, the pragmatic solutions to end up these chemicals in our water bodies? They don't do that. But what they are telling us that the focus that they are going to, put in place to get monies for themselves. People are dying. You don't even talk about that. But your focus is how to, accumulate higher, tons of gold. You sell them, you make riches for yourself, then the ordinary Ghanaians should die. I think this is bad. I think this is not good enough for a government calling itself that it's coming to reset the country. No. If you are coming to reset the country, then you should have told us that even with us that you told us that the MPP in our regime, our water bodies were much polluted. We weren't able to meet half of your proposed figure. So what will happen to you? That you have a higher, figure here, that 127 tons of gold annually. What is going to happen to our water bodies? Then it will get to a time they will tell us that we are no more going to drink. You get it? Again, this blue water guards, what are they doing? They should come and tell us. After they've given them the jobs, what improvement have they brought to their line of duty? Because we understand that their duty is to make sure that Galamsey will be a thing of the past. The timidity of our water levels will come down. Okay? But what is happening? When you come to my constituency, at first, you see, we need to face the facts. At first, that MPP, they were saying that MPP, the big men are into Galamsey, we are doing Galamsey, whatever. The River Densu wasn't like how it is now. So what is happening? Are they indeed resetting the country, or they are resetting it for themselves? Last I witnessed a video that Deputy Director to NADMU, Honorable Teddy, visited in Sawam. River Densu is a river that streams, but now when you get to Nsawam, it's stuck with mud. What is happening? The rate at which Galamsey is happening in Ayesu is very, very sad. So what are they telling us? That's what I'm saying, that they should tell us situations, or they should give us reasons that the timidity level of our water bodies is going to come down. But not their focus shouldn't be on how to accumulate more gold to increase the timidity level of our water bodies.
Right.
Because I heard a minister saying that Now they've gotten what a chemical that when they are mining, they can pour it in the river or whatever to make sure that the water or the cyanide that get into the river will be no more. Is that what we are looking for?
Which minister? Is it the lands minister?
I think the lands minister or deputy lands minister. Yes, he said that. Okay. You see, we should be serious as a country. We should be serious as a country. We don't know any what do you call small scale miners. All what we know is galamseyers.
Galamseyers.
Yes, so they should tell us that.
Yeah, Mr. Debig, your thoughts, please.
Conveniently, very convenient of politicians. He says that they don't know any small scale miners. All they know is galamseyers. But from 2017 up to 2024, they gave 2,151 small scale mining licenses. The question I'm going to ask, were those licenses given to galamseyers or small scale miners?
In all, we're able to accumulate 30.1 tons annually.
But are you not the same person sitting? Are you not the same person sitting here saying that it shouldn't be about money?
You are giving.
Is he not the same person having problem with accumulation of gold reserves? I'm not the same person. So you are contradicting yourself, my brother. If there are issues, let's deal with the issues. If there are galamsey issues, let's deal with the galamsey issues. But don't pretend that accumulating gold reserves is a bad thing because of galamsey. You get it? If we have to tackle galamsey, which I heard the minister's speech where he said from going forward the military will be sent down to what do you call it,
the red zones,
the galamsey areas to deal with galamsey. If these are the issues, let's deal with it. But you will not at one hand tout Baumia for bringing a gold for reserve policy, and at the next one you are criticizing somebody for enhancing it. How does that work?
Are they bringing military now?
No, how does that work?
Are they not the same people who condemn the Operation Vanguard? Continue.
Did the Operation Vanguard really make impact?
And
so you see, I'm coming. I'm coming. Sometimes, when I hear you MPP communicators talk, you people try to make it sound as if that there was no galamsey under MPP in your tenure.
You are not saying that.
So what are you saying? If that is not what you are saying, what exactly are you saying now? That NDC brought galamsey and it's getting worse under NDC? Is that what you're saying?
You are managing it, getting worse.
But you were managing it.
It wasn't.
If you were able to solve it, we wouldn't be managing it today, as a country. You get it? If NPP had solved galamsey for the 8 years that they were in government, NDC in government today wouldn't be managing that same problem you people claim to have solved. You get it?
Yeah.
So you see, I always say this: when you come here, let's deal with the issues. Me, I like the intellectual based analysis more than the politics. The accumulation of gold reserves and backing our city is a good thing. Gone are the days where you used to go to Eurobond, take loans to come and support the city and do kenke parties for it. Now they say we are not going to go for loans. We are going to use our resources to strengthen our own currency. And the day kana ni ntimi ntwa na ye anase sesi a ye de yen ajapade be boy ho bra na ye de hin na o man ye pe. These are the questions we should be asking ourselves and finding solutions, fine-tuning the policies. The policy be anywhere 100%. I always say this: policies, once you start a policy, there are going to be implementation issues, there are going to be challenges, but as you implement it, you fine-tune it, you see where the challenges are and you solve it. So if the implementations of these issues is going to bring the rise in galamsey, we find solutions to it. What you say?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, more time. Na muntimi nyane omo kan kra within a year. No some day 1 month binya. At your time there was no gold board and smuggling was on a rampage. Now they've stopped the smuggling. Meaning say ni ewia no abe nyina be ba ban ho. What you say? And NDC gold board buy won't is so much in India for in China for omo yes almost smuggle deal.
Yeah.
So gold ni nyina be ko he. The ones that you cannot smuggle anymore, won't you sell it to gold board? So where from this kind of analysis?
Right. So, in conclusion,
I think that is the good thing. If we can ramp up the gold, gather all the gold in the system, floating around in the system, and make sure that whilst doing that, we can protect our environment. Let's do it. We shouldn't have trade-off. Say because you pay gold, your environment, we cannot trade gold reserve for the environment. What you say? So let's find a workable solution to fighting galamsey and making sure that every gold that comes into the nation's reserve is from a legitimate source. Right. But you cannot sit here and say that when small scale miner be or the gold they come out buying when under you gave licenses to 2,151 small scale companies to mine.
Thank you.
Mr.
Akwa.
Well,
your last words.
Thank you very much, and it's time, as President Akufo-Addo said, we should be citizens but not spectators. Some of the social commentators are spectators. Some, that's why I use some. So most of the time they are being coached what to come and see on TV and radio. So no wonder some of them speak on that manner. But as I was saying, he quoted that we gave out of 2,000 whatever to small scale miners. By then, our gold reserve wasn't up to this ton that this current gold board administrator is saying. So meaning, if I'm saying that, meaning they are accumulating all the gold mined by the illegal miners to be part of this. Because I said this here before, that where does the gold that the illegal miners mine goes to? Sammy Jamfi should come and tell us.
Right.
Have you heard that that task force by the gold board has arrested illegal miners and taken this sum of or ton of gold from them before? Have you heard that? Have you heard that? Have my brother heard that? No. So meaning they are buying from the illegal miners. So they are accumulating all the gold from the illegal miners. That's why I said, for me, I don't know any small scale mining. All what I know is the illegal miners. Right. That prominent NDC members are part of it. Prominent member of parliament from the NDC are part of it. MDCs, MMDCs, MCs are part of it.
Right. We are closer.
We have evidence.
We are closer.
We have evidence as a country. So they should spare us. We are dying out of chemicals. So Gold Board should give the country some money to fight this canker and stop always chasing money, making riches for himself and the family. Thank you.
It's okay. Let me end it.
Have you heard
the
sad story that happened to him?
Let's proceed. Your last
Her father-in-law.
Your last words.
He has given him money, and now he was chased by armed robbers and he was shot.
Do you have evidence to that?
Yeah, that was what that was what the police was saying. He was chased because he was driving luxurious V8, and was chased by armed robbers and he was shot dead.
Mr.
If this man were to live in poverty, by now he was living. You get it. So God also have a reason for making people poor and rich.
All right.
So coming Sunday, officially to your viewers and to your listeners, I'm getting married on Sunday. So I'm taking this opportunity to invite all to come to Nsawam Salvation Army Church. That is where the ceremony will be held. And again, if your production is going to do some, is it LPM or whatever for me, I'll be much grateful to that.
Some words.
Is it, what do you call? Is it LPM or that thing? LPM, yes. So I will send you this thing, then you do that. Madam Rose,
Mr. Repeat.
My final words, huh? Okay, so let me address one of just.
Your final words you are addressing.
No, I didn't.
Your time is up.
We don't have time.
No,
we don't have time.
But I said in conclusion.
Okay, that's fine. It's okay. I'll conclude.
Next time.
Okay, in conclusion, you are not finding the gold because people were smuggling it.
But is that your last word?
Yes, that's my last word.
That's
And
what you want to say.
then
So it's enough.
And then to say that somebody died because somebody has given somebody money is incorrect, because you didn't know the man before.
I know him.
You know, you didn't know how rich he was or how poor he was before his son-in-law became an appointee of government. And the car he was driving was not that luxurious. It was a Helix. Helix is a pickup truck, so it can't be luxurious as you claim. So let's put that fact into proper context. Thank you, and have a great day to everybody that listen.
So you know the car
because I followed the story.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We had a very insightful conversation, discussion right here in the studios. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.